Hey, Bob, you're watching Dolly Vision.
The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house again tonight. And tonight, of course, you can see from the title, we're talking about little Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Been missing Hendersonville, Tennessee for almost 2 years now. And we're going to dive deep into it and some of the information that's been coming out today and some of the misinformation that has been spreading around the internet. We're going to talk about it right here tonight. So if you're a true crime junkie, you are in the right place. But first, I'm going to need a favor. I'm going to need you to leave your DNA, your fingerprints all over the like button, or PJ is going to kill me. She's sitting off to the side watching, right? She's like, they better like the video tonight or you're going to die. And I'm like, okay, PJ, don't worry. I will get them to like the video. So y'all definitely hit the like. She's sitting in on it. And, if you're out there watching and you ain't subbed up yet, help us hit 82,000 subscribers on this channel. That would be great. Okay. 82 has a good ring to it. It's a nice, even number. And I can't do it without the help of each and every one of you out there watching in the bushes. Okay. We always have a whole bunch of people watching from the bushes. So if you're watching in the bushes tonight, just come on out and join the club, join the damn club. Sub up to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free to share my ugly face with your granny, your pawpaw, your meemaw, whoever you want, okay? As long as you don't share it on Pornhub, all right? Just don't share it on Pornhub. Let me give my warnings because we're talking about some people that are, pretty lawsuit happy. They like to sue people, take people to court. You never know. They might even, take a protective order out on your ass like Bullhorn Betty, okay? So, Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. Mystic Moon, thank you so much for your super sticker. Elena, thank you so much for your super chat. And, of course, if we hit $10 super chats tonight, we're going to do an awesome giveaway. Okay, a Dolly giveaway are always the best giveaways. But Dolly Vision for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, mixed with a whole lot of comedy and some chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Completely satire. Don't get me sued. Callers tonight, opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everyone, and I mean Chris and Katie, and even Seth, are innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. And the biggest one of them all, okay? Do not try to be Dolly at home. You would grow man tits, end up a DoorDash driver, or you could get a creepy mustache, okay? And you don't want that. That's like one of those creepers that are in a white van. Don't do it. Don't try to be Dolly at home. It's dangerous. Your head could explode. It never ends good. It never ends good, okay? I'm just giving my warnings because I'm not going to be responsible for you. Not going to be responsible. Okay, so the big talk of the town today is about this private investigator. Okay, now me, myself, I think the guy is 100% an ambulance chaser and nothing he says can be trusted. Okay, we've seen a lot of people out here sipping for the number one suspects in the disappearance of this child, in my opinion. Listen, I believe that the mother and the stepfather, they got some explaining to do. Hey, Ricky, you got some explaining to do, okay? And most of us out here on the internet, and I guarantee you we got 700 people in the room right now, I think we can all agree on who the number one suspects are in the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Now, this private investigator says he makes $2,000 a day. I said it wrong earlier. I said 200, right? He alleges that he makes $2,000 a day and couldn't win a game of Clue. Could not win a game of Clue to save his whole damn life, okay? So one time this man was a photographer. Now he's...
For nudies.
For nudies, okay? For nudies.
And I thought he had a $10,000 retainer.
Well, you can't believe everything you hear on YouTube, okay? We know that, right? You can't believe shit you hear on YouTube. Now with AI, you can't believe nothing you see. And also you can't believe nothing you hear. So this guy's like, he's up on court TV, law and crime, and he ain't nothing but an ambulance chaser that inserts himself into things. And he went and got a PI license so he can act like he knows what the hell he's talking about. Listen, anybody can go to PI school. I could go to PI school tomorrow. Matter of fact, I skipped it. PJ went. Okay, she went. That's how me and PJ met, through private investigating school. PJ said, look, I'm going to private investigating school. Do you want to go with me? And I was like, yeah. Okay, but let me get your digits, right? Now we've been together for 3 years, babe?
Yes.
That's how it happened. That's how it rolls, right? So anybody, I could have went. So I could be a private investigator right now if I want to. It ain't like it's some great big thing that anybody can do it. You guys right here in 3 weeks, you can be a private investigator. Okay, so it like, that don't mean that you have any common damn sense whatsoever. And anybody that is going to go out here and simp for the number one suspects in the disappearance of a young man, a kid, right? Because, here on Dolly Vision, we fight for justice for these kids, right? Some people say the voice for the voiceless. And we do everything we can to spread awareness, to search for these kids and make sure people know their names, right? While you got people out here literally promoting the number one suspects, cuddling them like little babies, kissing their booties, all up in the crack, all up in there, right? Just kissing butt, and taking up for these people. But these same people that have been doing this for the longest time, they were taking up for baby killers like Leilani Simon and others, right? They always go against the opposition because they're drama channels. They use true crime as a means to get clicks and views, but really all they do is sit around and shit talk each other. Let's be honest, that's what it is. It's just a big old, let's talk shit like our booty don't stink, okay? Like they're better than somebody else. To me, all of them are straight trash, garbage, right? Garbage. So anyway, this wannabe, well, he technically is a legitimate licensed private investigator. But like I said, you can take that license and wipe your whole ass with it because it don't really mean nothing. You ain't no detective. You ain't no the police officer. So to me, you just a person simping for terrible ass people that ain't looking for their kid and trying to spread misinformation onto the internet. And why help the bad people in this world, right? There's too many good people that need your help, right? We're talking about a woman that ghosted her child. who packed up her shit and left the state while she had a missing son. But she gets up on Chronicles of Olivia. Oh, I want so bad. We just want him home. We just want him home. Oh my God, I just miss him. I want him home. But then you pack your shit and leave. Okay, so what if he would have came home? He didn't. But what if he would have? There'd have been nobody there. His grandparents packed up, went on vacation. Okay, his mother left. Stepdad never gave a shit, right? And these are the people that people are out here simping for. Horrible, horrible. And some of the stuff that came out in this 38-page, what would you call this thing he put out?
I mean, look at the graphics on it. It literally
A
looks
skull
like
and crossbones.
toddler drew that.
Right,
And
like
I don't know what to
search
call it.
report for Sebastian Rogers. Okay. Now, this guy got out here, flew his drone a little bit around. Then remember he packed up and left to jump on the next case that was big in the news. Anybody remember that? So this is horrible. He's like, well, some families I charge and some families I don't. But whatever case is big in the news, I'm going to be a part of it. Okay. That's exactly what this dude does. So to me, he has zero credibility in the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, because what it basically is he's out here saying that this 1,000 people in this chat room tonight are absolutely stupid. Okay. We're stupid. They're innocent. You guys are just stupid. Y'all believe all wrong, right? That all these people out here that believe that these people are suspects and may possibly have something to do with the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is wrong. The father is wrong. Now listen, Seth Rogers believes the same thing we believe. Okay, now I don't always agree with Seth Rogers because he hangs around a bunch of grimy people. And I just don't dig that, right? I just don't dig that. But he's right. He has the right. He has his suspicions, just like each and every one of us have our suspicions. So we're going to go over this report tonight, me and PJR. Let me share the screen with you real fast. Entire screen, bam. And look at his graphics on this missing kid. Okay, this is his graphics. Right? What the hell is that? A skull and crossbones, or what is it? It's something with crossbones saying that, basically this kid is dead. Now, I believe the child is dead too, but he didn't run away from that house and climb in a dumpster and die.
Is that really a human skull, though? I don't think that's a human skull.
I think it's a pig nose and some crossbones. That's what I think
that is.
I think it may be a dog nose and some crossbones because it says DNA canine. Okay, DNA canine. So I'm thinking it's a dog nose with some crossbones. Whatever dog you got sucks, bro. Okay, get a beagle. Get a damn beagle. This is dog nose. Okay, dog. We got it. We figured it out. We right here, we're true crime sleuths. In a matter of minutes, we went from, okay, it's a skull to a dog nose.
I see it now.
You see it? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay.
It kind of still looks like it's a wannabe skull, though.
I think it's a pig nostril, okay? Because he's taken up for a bunch of pigs, and I think it's pig nostrils. But, that's just my opinion on this shit that's going around right now on the internet with misinformation being spread. And he's basically saying that this dog picked up dead decomp at the construction site. Okay.
Big Red says SF has got to eat too.
So he got to eat too. Okay. Yeah. Well, he's eating good if he charges $2,000 a night.
I told you it was a $10,000 retainer.
$10,000. Listen, if y'all want Dolly on the case, I'm going to need 10 G's. Listen, I feel bad for these people because one day you're going to have to answer to little baby Jesus for doing all this dirty stuff that you're doing. And of course, we're going to read over this. But, one of the things that stood out to me is he was saying, that they picked up decomp at the construction site, which is right by a graveyard. Okay. Not only that, yeah, we got people out here we got lights for months, people digging up the graveyard, looking for bodies in a graveyard. You dig enough in a graveyard, I'm sure you're going to find some bones. Okay. It's gotten crazy. It's like a circus that just won't end. Okay. It just keeps coming right back to town. Right. So I don't believe that Sebastian Rogers walked up to the construction site and just died. Where's his body? Where's his body? He climbed into a dumpster and died. This is what these people want you to believe. Okay. This is what they want you to believe. The thing is, there's no video evidence of anybody leaving that house that night. Okay. We heard Seth Rogers say, and I'm going to get back to this report in a minute, but I just want to share this with you guys real quick. Seth Rogers came on this channel, said he went down to the police station. The police showed him the whole video of the lights, showed him that it was a garbage truck. Okay. Showed him that it was. He came on this channel and said, Dolly, that's a garbage truck. I seen the whole video. They showed me everything. It's a garbage truck. Then people didn't want to accept that. So they stared at the lights for 8 months. Okay.
They're still looking at the
They're
lights.
still looking at the lights. Okay. But nobody left that house that night. Sebastian was in that house, or he never made it back to that house. Last time we know Sebastian Rogers was alive was at Texas Roadhouse. Now, I believe that he did make it back to the house because his clothes were accounted for that he was wearing at that Texas Roadhouse.
How do you know that? Like, at this point, I don't believe any of them.
You don't believe any of them?
I don't believe any of them. I don't believe the clothes were there. I don't believe that he was there or wasn't there. Like, it's just to a point where nothing is believable.
So when Katie came back, she parked her car in the garage. And for anybody that followed me when I was down in Tennessee, the whole house was lit up, right? But the only light that was missing was the light that points the floodlight. Now, I ain't talking about the little lantern lights above the garage. I'm talking about the floodlight was missing, like it was taken out. Now, we know that night, Katie had a 3-hour phone call before we get into this. 3 hours to a man she was married to for 7 years. Okay, I don't know. Me and PJ, we talk about the longest we talk on the phone is what, about 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
You have ADHD and don't talk on the phone at all.
Yeah, I don't talk on the phone
at all.
Way different,
like
yeah.
Night and day. I've been on the phone with men for a long time, but that was different.
Have.
Not like that. Shut up. Shut up. I'm talking about the phone call that you're talking about because it was brought out by him in such a particular way to me that it's clearly a time frame that matters.
Yeah. So yeah, to me it seems a little odd. If it was Dolly shave, just notice. Y'all like that fresh? Y'all like that fresh, right? Okay. I don't always look homeless. I clean up, right? So anyway, I believe that 3-hour phone call plays a big thing in this. I believe something happened in that house that night. If you believe something happened in that house that night, I want you to like this video. Like it. Okay. If you believe something happened in that house that night, like the video and press 1 in the chat, okay? Because I truly believe something happened. I think Katie panicked. This is just my opinion. I have no proof to this. Just an opinion. Complete speculation. I believe something happened. She panicked. She called Chris, right? Oh my God, something's happened to Sebastian, and he's telling her what to do.
Or he was on the phone when it happened and they stayed on the phone.
Possibly. It could be that. Because, most mothers, they search for their kid when they go missing. Usually when a mother hears a thud in the night, they go check on their kids, okay? They go check on their kids. Now, if these people acted like normal parents and, was out doing prayer vigils for their kid, or they were putting search parties together or hanging fly, well, I haven't seen any of it, me, myself, personally. And I'm talking about far as publicly, we haven't seen them really do. And we seen them do one fake search with a drama channel, okay?
We didn't really see them search. We saw a picture of them in a field.
They went search with people that have no experience whatsoever, ever in searching for anybody.
Did you see them search? I don't believe they searched. We saw a picture of them in a field.
Do them people at that drama channel, are they searchers? Have they ever been on cases searching for missing kids? Ever? So they instead of picking searchers to go out with, they pick a drama channel, right, Jackie? Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. They've never searched for one kid a day in their whole damn lives, right? And how far you think they walked around looking? Think about that, right? They've never really publicly done anything. There was one image of them with SS Investigates while he drones. Not even walking and looking, not in the woods, not trenching through the fields, not nothing. I think they have Terry Lynn and the Silver on the Scene's done more searching, right? And that's a shame that, look, I live in Virginia. I done been down there, 4 or 5 times?
Yep.
And that's more than the whole family has searched publicly. Now, I don't know what they've done behind the scenes. I couldn't tell you because I don't watch them. I don't stalk them. I just don't, right? Turtle Gang, you have your YouTube plaque. Yeah, there it is. Boom, right? And so I don't stalk these people, so I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, but I know what they're doing publicly, and it ain't shit. Okay, in my opinion, it ain't nothing. And most normal parents would be out looking. They would be out trying to get on the press. And just to come out and lie and saying that the media don't want to do interviews with you because of the drama on the internet. Well, maybe there wouldn't be drama if you didn't go on drama channels. Okay, going on drama channels to talk shit about other YouTubers. What parents of a missing kid is worried about what Brittany J is doing?
Happy birthday, Sylvie.
Happy birthday, Sylvie. No missing parents in the world. You think Don and Candace Wells are worried about what Brittany J is doing? It's worse, right? It's worse. Why don't they go on true crime channels that help bring awareness to their kid? Because they don't want this awareness for their kids. They don't want people. They want people. They'd rather sit there and shit talk people on the internet than get off their asses and go search for their kid. Why not show up to one prayer vigil? Why not show up? Right? Matter of fact, you out shopping for motorcycles while there's a prayer vigil for your kid when he just went missing.
They were there putting up flyers, Dolly. I can't
Allegedly.
even say that with a straight face.
And then there's people out here that are defending these people. It is absolutely horrible.
It's weird.
If you support children and you want children safe, you need to block the channels that are doing this trifling, and I mean disgusting type of stuff that are taking up for baby killers and not even alleged, bad people, just bad people. And a lot of these people are proud to be bad. Like it's a good, I'm terrible. Yay, we the dark side. No, you are the shitty side, right? That there's people out here fighting for justice, and we got to fight harder because there's people like this on the damn internet. It makes me absolutely sick. I don't know how it makes you guys feel out there, but it makes me absolutely sick that people give these people, even give them a platform, so they can sit up here and spill hate and not look for their damn kid. And then you got some dude that's out here acting like, oh, these people are innocent without zero proof, right? We don't even win, get you for 3 hours. We don't even win, get you for 3 hours. What? I don't know what that means. We don't even get you for 3 hours. Oh yeah, I don't usually stay live 3 hours. I usually do 2 hours and I get the hell out of Dodge. For people that watch Dolly, I got a 2-hour time limit, and then I usually jump ship. Okay. Is there anybody right now in this chat room that believe that the parents don't have something to do with the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers? Press 2 if you believe they don't have anything. I'd be honest. I'm not going to be mad at you. I just want to discuss it with you. So if you believe they have nothing to do with it, press 2, and don't attack the person. If they believe it, don't attack them. Let's let them have, their opinion. But if you don't believe they got anything to do with it, press 2 in the chat room. Okay. I just want to see if anybody out here needs to lose their true crime badge. Okay. Anybody. Okay. Now listen, if you're out here, I joke about the dude with the lights all the time, but I think he's really genuinely trying to help. Okay. I think he's went a little long with the lights, but I think he's truly trying to help. I think even Silver's truly trying to help. People just have their different ways. Newfie7 says, you don't think these rotten ass people, I wouldn't want to be your kid, Newfie. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to be your kid. Okay. Because would you act like they're acting? That would be the And you must be new. You must be new to true crime. That must explain the name, right? Because anybody with any common sense would be like, I don't know. So listen, I believe there's people out here trying to help to the best of their abilities. Now, I'm not going to sit around and look at lights for, a year, but if they're trying to help genuinely and honest about, their intent, then I support what they're doing, right? I do joke and pick and play, but in honesty, anybody that's out here trying to find answers for this kid, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. Okay. It's just all the fakeness that is involved in this. There's people out here that generally don't give two shits. They don't care if this boy is found. This is just something to bring them some attention. And I believe that that's the same case, in my opinion, that this guy that put out this report is, he just needs some attention. And it's like, I don't know if some people wasn't breastfed as a child or they didn't get enough hugs or what, but there is definitely a bunch of old ass people that clout chase, that literally just clout chase. And for the life of me, I didn't even know that was thing. I thought it was something with young people, right? Just wanting attention. You know how young kids, they always want attention. They're doing wild, crazy things to try to get attention. For us older people, that is clout chasing. They're trying to get attention for what they're doing. Okay. And it's basically, the more attention you get, the more clout you get, right? That's how they look at it. Because young people believe bad attention is still attention. They don't realize that, hey, you want good attention, you don't want bad attention. But some of these kids are just happy with any attention, and now it's done rolled into people's grandparents, right? It's like skipped a generation. It went from kids to grandparents, old ass people out here trying to like put out shit to be relevant and when nobody cares about them, right? It's weird. For the life of me, I'll never figure that quite out. You know what I'm saying? I'll never figure it out. So, like I said, this kid was never in this construction site. Because if you push this narrative that, oh, well, there was decomposition in this construction site. So they're pushing it like Sebastian Rogers went over to the construction site and he just dropped dead. Okay. He just died. Okay. What the hell did he die from? What did he die? Do kids just drop dead? Do they? You ever just walk down the street and there's a kid walking, he just dropped dead? Boom, there he is, dead. That don't happen. Usually there's a problem. If you have a medical condition, you could drop dead, right? But I doubt the kid ran away, went to a construction site and just magically dropped dead. Okay? Listen, I'm some dumb, but I am not plumb dumb. And this stuff right here that they're pushing on people on the internet is just absolutely crazy, right? And you remember in the Wile E. Coyote, in the Roadrunner, you know how they would drop an anvil on the coyote's head? Have you ever felt like you wish you could do that in real life? Like, just let that dude walk by and let me drop an anvil right on his head. You know what I'm saying? And every time he fails because you just you're chasing a ghost, the Roadrunner, right? You're never going to catch him. And he knows that, right? He knows that. Like, I don't know if he got his damn PI license at Acme, right? Or what, but he deserves to run head first into a brick wall with this dumb shit that he put out. Now, you got to remember, this is not from the police. The police, they came out and said this. The dogs didn't track, right? Their dogs didn't smell no decomp, right? Their dogs didn't even track. They ran to the damn retention pond and jumped in and went for a swim, okay? Sebastian Rogers never went to that retention pond. I was there. They drained it. Guess what? He wasn't in it. I looked at it. Okay. I was standing there looking right at it.
Did they grudge it?
Did they dig up the dirt under? Maybe somebody buried him under the retention pond, right?
That's what the question was I heard today. And I just was shaking my head like, wow.
Why would they dredge something that don't got water in it?
I was just being devil's advocate and asking for the masses that were curious.
Okay. Tiffany says, I think that they got a dump truck from second generation construction company. That is what Sebastian's haul Sebastian off. They had access to the landfill and that the fire at the landfill. I thought the fire was at their construction site, at a dumpster at their construction site, but
nobody ever proved to me that they owned any side or any. So I mean, this is all just such hearsay.
Let's say there's a fire and you put the fire out. There's going to be remains in that fire. The fire department's going to shuffle through the remains through the trash when they're putting it out, and they're going to look. And I'm going to use this as an example just to, to show you, Tiffany, right? That I don't know if y'all have seen the documentary Making a Murderer, Stephen Avery's. Anybody knows? Raise your hand if you're a true crime junkie like Dolly and you know who Stephen Avery is. He killed a woman that worked for the Trading Post. Okay?
Teeth don't burn.
Teeth don't burn. There's certain parts of your body that you got to heat up really, really hot. And even when they put you in, what is it when they torch your ass when you die? Incinerator. They have to grind your bones up. You don't all the way burn. So if you ever seen ashes, they're gritty. They're not like ashes, like wood ashes that you would get out of a fire. They're gritty. It's almost like oatmeal. Or like gritty, like pieces of bone and chunk in the ashes, because what don't burn, they put in a grinder and they grind it up. I know that's bad to hear that, but it's absolutely true. So even if you was to set a fire, I'm talking about a house fire. You see houses burned to the ground and they pull remains out of houses. Am I wrong? Anybody? I think I've been in true crime long enough to know this. Houses burned to the ground and they pull bodies out the houses. You look, Stephen Avery's, he wrapped tires around this lady.
People are saying he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. He did it. Okay. He did it. Right. Let's just say he didn't do it. What we do know is that lady was burned on his property. Right. So rubber burns hotter. It's like one of the hottest things you can burn is rubber. Okay. So it burns at super high temperatures. And even that wasn't enough to burn this lady completely.
I find it fascinating that people will come out here and argue till death over something they don't participate in. Like, were you there when he was at his home and somebody got burned alive in his front yard? Like,
the point ain't who done it. The point I'm trying to make is that you would need a fire that burnt at extreme temperatures to completely do away with human remains. Okay, so I don't truly believe that to be a fact. I don't. I believe that car was in that garage. That car left that morning. Even on Nancy Grace, Aunt Nancy, the greatest true crime woman to ever do it. Okay, she's right up there with Dolly. We neck and neck. Nancy's like here, and I'm like here. Kind of tied with Vinny. Okay, I'm gonna pass Vinny one day though. I'm coming for you, Vinny. Right. But Nancy's an OG. She's up here with top mom status, right? She's straight effing top mom status. Can't be touched, right? So I'm never going to pass Nancy, but I'm clawing to the top, right? I'm clawing to the top. You see Nancy say, where was your car parked? She said, in the garage. Nancy,
her eyebrow went up.
Boop, them eyebrows stood straight up like damn devil horns. She was like, oh, you was. You seen that whole demeanor change, right? Because listen, that woman ain't stupid. She's been around true crime for probably as long as I can think of. She's the first screaming crazy person I've seen. And I'm gonna tell y'all, Nancy Grace used to scare the shit out of me. I was like, this lady is crazy. I was like, but I didn't understand. Nancy. I didn't. Now I love Nancy. I love her. It's passion. It's true. It angers her to her core, right? She ain't faking mad. She's really pissed off, right? And I didn't get that. Till I got into true crime, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how somebody could be so angry and so mad about something. And then till I started dealing with the deaths of kids and parents that killed their kids, parents that threw their babies in a dumpster. Now I get it. I get just as damn mad, just as angry. And it's passion. It's passion into like, it's disgust. It is absolutely disgust.
Don't even read it.
It's a cover up. They own too much real estate, Dolly. This is not like summer. PF has money. I agree that this is not like Summer Wells. Okay. You have rich people and you have poor people. I understand the difference. Okay. I understand the difference. And I truly believe that these people, like we've been hearing from the beginning, have friends in the sheriff's department. I truly do. Why didn't they call 911? Why didn't Katie call 911? Your kid's missing. So you're going to call Chris first. You don't call the daddy. You don't even call your damn new husband called Seth to tell him his son is missing. What kind of BS is that? I'd be enraged. If something happened to my daughter and my baby's mama's old man called me, I'd be like, dude, are you kidding me right now? Are you really, it would be bad. Think about that. Think about that for a second, right? He didn't even have the guts to tell Seth that his own son was missing. It wasn't even urgent to them to let the father of this child know that the child was missing. This man openly admits to beating a child that is not his, and people let him on the platform. People simp for him, right? People cuddle him and let him sit up there on their panel and talk shit about other YouTube creators. People do that here, okay? And there's no outrage about it. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. It, to me, is mind-blowing. No parents act like this. Actions in this world speak louder than words, okay? You can say you miss somebody all day long. Show me you miss that person. You want them home? Show me you want them home. Show me. Don't tell me. I can tell you anything. I can tell you aliens are real and I seen Bigfoot yesterday. That don't mean shit. Show me Bigfoot. Show me where the aliens landed. Show me some proof that you give a damn. And we heard them, oh, we want them home. We want them home. We want them home. But when they get mad at Seth, oh, we were trying to put him in a home. He had a problem with people's personal space and then you got Seth over here talking about, well, he was assaulted you got people slinging mud instead of truly trying to find a child that's missing. People are too worried about picking a side. Oh, I'm green team. Oh, I'm team Chris and Katie. F your teams in the face. Okay, in the face. The only person that matters, the person y'all should be simping for, it's a child that is missing. That is it. That little boy is the one that needs a voice, not these rotten ass people out here not looking for their sons.
You know how, and somebody in the chat,
anybody that's missing a kid. If your kid is missing and you ain't out there looking, you're neglecting your kid. You a shitty parent. Okay, because my people, I would go crazy. I would go crazy. And I don't see that. I don't see normal behavior whatsoever. Zero, right? So my tolerance for these people are like, oh, F this, right? There needs to be justice for this child. People need to be fighting for this child, not against this child. That's what I think is happening. So many people spread misinformation. The police don't know if they're damn coming or going. We're talking some damn backwoods in the hills police officers. If this would be in Virginia, everybody be in jail. Okay, I'd be in jail. Okay, they lock everybody up around here. You don't even need a reason. You get them damn hills of Tennessee, and they don't do, that everybody's buddies with each other, small town mentality, good old boy behavior, and nothing is done. And these people are able to get away with horrible stuff. Whoever done it to them, whoever, right? Whoever did this, if everybody stood up for this child, we would probably already have answers for this child. But that ain't how the internet works. That ain't how everything here works. And that is absolutely horrible. So like I was saying before I went on a rampage, the story don't add up. You got all them barking ass little dogs. Dolly, PJ, chat, can you stop by, pick me up? Okay, can we stop by and pick you up? Where are you at? Where are you at? So, just the story don't add up of why their behavior is the way it is. It was like you seen them go on Nancy, right? They're over there shaking like chihuahuas, like this, like they were in a freezer with no jacket. Okay, they're over there like this. Yes, ma'am, Miss Nancy. Yeah, scared to death, right? Listen, when I met Nancy, was I shivering and shaking? No, I was smiling, taking pictures and shit. You know why? Because I ain't done nothing wrong. There's no reason for me to be scared of this woman, the OG of true crime. There's no reason for me to be scared of her, but they had a reason and they showed it. You could smell the fear on them. You could see it in their face. You could see it in their eyes. You can see it in their body language. Every bit of it. Anyone that many CPS cases, allegations, and that child still in the home with special needs shows a connection they have it in that community, in my opinion. Well, this is a case where people have failed Sebastian. Let's be straight up honest. A lot of people failed this kid. A lot of people. The parents failed the kid because they wasn't watching him. They didn't check on him. You know, they live in a $700,000 house. It's starting. It's probably worth more than that. But yet they have no security system. They got all these little barking ass dogs, but nobody hears Sebastian leave in the middle of the night. Nobody checked on him, right? Nobody, if he did leave, nobody even looked. And if you was trying to put me in a home and get rid of me as a child, I would leave too. But I still don't think that boy left. We seen that boy that night. That boy looked happy. He was crushing his food. He was eating like he was killing it. But that's what young people do. We went out to dinner tonight, and PJ's daughter, she will crush some damn food, right? I'm surprised. She just kill it. But young kids, they got fast metabolisms. They got to eat, boy. You think Dolly got to eat? Kids, young people, boy, they be crushing some food. He looked well behaved, like a polite young man. You know, he was, you know, when he got out the car, you could see he was watching after his mother. He seemed like a protective young man of his mama. You know, and we hear, well, there ain't many pictures of him. He's weird looking. No, he looks like every other 15-year-old kid with glasses. Okay. I've seen 700 Sebastian Rogers. I see Sebastian Rogers everywhere I go. Kids look just like him, right? Just like him. And if you was to ask me, Dolly, tell me something good about, tell me about your daughter, I would tell you all the good things. She's driven. She works hard. I may joke and say she spends all my money, but I would say how proud I was of her. And I would mention all the good things she have done, the caring, like wanting to give to people at Christmas time. And, she even picked an organization that we went and gave away to Christmas. I mean, my kid has a big heart, and I'm proud of her, how driven and how hard she works. I wouldn't tell you the bad things about my kid, right? That she'll call you 1,000 times, want concert tickets to everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't mention those things when you talk about your kid. You bring up the good things that, that touch your heart, the first things you think of. If the first thing you think of your kid is he's all up in people's personal space, he has to wear diapers, he pisses the bed. What does that tell you about that parent? Nanny of 5, nanny of 10. Oh, good Lord, Nanny. You got a lot of grandkids there. Has just gifted 5 memberships. Make sure you thank her if you got a membership or if you just got pulled out the bushes. But thank you for being here, Nanny. You tell the good traits of your children. You don't go into all the bad things that they are, right? Everybody has their little flaws. Nobody's perfect in this world. Everybody's kid. But we heard them, say all these negative things about Sebastian. And, they came out and they basically said that he was really low functioning, and they issued an Amber Alert for Sebastian Rogers. Now, we went the day that's, what is it, National Amber Alert Day?
I guess it was on the page. I don't know.
So, there's like 5 Amber Alerts out in Tennessee. Sebastian Summer Wells is one of them. Now, for it to be an Amber Alert, there has to be some indication that there was a kidnapping or the kid is in dire need of medicine or they may die. Okay. Then they'll issue an Amber Alert. There was no signs of a kidnapping. There's no forced entry. There's no vehicle description. There's no assailant description. There's none of that. There should have never been, according to their standards. Now, I wish it was easier to get an Amber Alert, but there should have been no Amber Alert for Sebastian Rogers. But the way they portrayed it to the police, oh, he's this, he's that, he needs medicine, and come to find out, the only medicines Sebastian took was, according to his father, is medicines to help him sleep. Okay. And he told Nancy Seth Rogers, and passed this on a lie detector test, that he believes that Katie over medicated this child. And he passed that on a lie detector test. So in Seth's mind, he believes that. Why does he believe that? I think, and just my personal opinion is, it's because Seth was with this woman for a long time, and she's probably seen people give people medicine to put them to sleep. Because, you know, some kids with special needs can be really high strung. They bounce off the walls. Okay. I mean, just completely from ceiling, rooftop to floor to wall, like a damn ping pong ball, just all over the place. And it's hard to calm them down, especially when they get excited. And is it possible that, you know, she gave this kid a little bit too much? And she hears, you know, that thud. Sometimes when people are lying, a little bit of truth slips out. Okay. Little pieces of truth slip out of the lie. Just little tiny pieces, right? Little tiny pieces. And did she mean to say, I heard a thud? But time she said it, listen, one thing about the internet, you can't put words back in your mouth. We got 864 likes. Thank you guys. We got 1,500 people in the room. Take a second, please. Hit that like button. This stuff the truth needs to be heard out here. There's so many people spreading false information and telling half truths and things like that, that the real truth needs to be out there. It needs to be out there that we're not dealing with the best people. Okay. We're not. To be honest, would you have done that? Would you have acted like this? And I know your answer, because I know I got a room full of decent human beings. Now, if you would have acted this way, now we need to have some group counseling with you, because a loving, caring parent does not act like this. Now, we're going to go over this 38 damn pages of craziness that, you know, somebody basically that's simping for, I believe, in my opinion, simping for Katie. And listen, I know so many people hate Chris, but Katie is the main culprit in this. This is her child, right? This is the woman that allowed this man to whip her child. This is the woman that allowed this man to discipline her child, right? I can tell you now, me and my baby's mama split up. And when we did, we both went our separate ways, got with other people. But I called the dude. I said, look, man, I'm going to tell you this. You don't want no problem with me. You won't say nothing to my kid. You won't try to discipline my kid. And if you ever put your hands on my kid, it will be the last child you touch. You know what that man didn't do? He never tried to discipline my daughter. He ain't never put a hand on her. Okay. Because he knew, because I told him, I said, man, I will go to prison. You don't do that. You don't do, when there's a father figure in that child's life, you do not put your hands on that child. And the woman that allowed that, that's what I'd have been mad at, is my baby's mama, right? You didn't punch that man in the face when he put his hands on my kid. I would have been furious. But this lady allowed this. She allowed this, spraying him with the water hose, talking to him like he's a dog. Now that is if Seth is telling the truth, right? Because Seth said, yo, you know, I knew they were treating him bad. I knew he wasn't being treated good. When he was over there, he was mostly in his room. They talked to him like shit. And Seth told him, look, buddy, it's just going to be a little bit longer and you'll be able to come with me. Now, I know Seth is going to regret that forever. Okay. He's going to have to live with those demons that probably pull at his coattails every day, because at that point, when Sebastian told him he was being treated bad, he should have got Sebastian the hell out of that house instantly. You know, if my kid came over and said, hey, they treat me bad at mom's, and this dude is being mean to me, and they're locked, you know, I'm locked in the room and they're talking to me, I would have had my daughter out of there and faster than she could move. Okay. Faster than she could move, I would have had her out of there. And so I know that's going to haunt Seth, that he should have got that child out of there sooner. But whatever reason, you know, he was trying to get stuff together and it was taking a little longer. And next thing you know, this child is gone. Now, if everybody really wanted this child and this child was missing, that would be a different story. But we know when the push came to shove and they started fighting, that's when the skeletons fall out the closet, people. That's when the dirt comes out. It don't come out when everybody's loving each other, holding hands, screaming, singing kumbaya. No, it's when the name calling and the mud slinging starts to go. That's when those skeletons fall out the closet. That's how come we know about Sebastian, them trying to put Sebastian in a home, because they were all pissed off at each other and they were going at each other, trying to make each other look bad. But we would have never knew that if not, because it'd have been like, oh, we just miss him. Oh, we just want him home. It wouldn't have been like, why didn't they tell us in the beginning? Like, well, maybe he, we were trying to put him in a home because we couldn't handle him and his father wouldn't take him. They didn't say that. They didn't say that. Okay. Because that would have been the truth. That would have been the truth in the very beginning. If there's a missing kid, there should never be bullshit. It should always be the truth. And you know what don't change? The truth never changes. Never. Okay. It never changes. So there was a lot of people that failed this child. Maybe not intentionally. They didn't purposely. I don't think Seth knew something was going to happen to Sebastian. I think he thought, okay, well, I got a little bit of time. I need a little bit of time. And then tragedy struck, right? Same thing with social services. Oh, well, maybe they're going through something. Maybe it'll get better. They got, social services come out and they see this nice house and they're thinking, oh, well, this is a beautiful home and they got money. This kid must be taken care of. Let me tell you this. Some of the worst abuse in this planet has taken place in mansions. Okay. Rich people abuse their kids all the damn time. Abuse don't care if you're rich or you poor or if you're in a box or if you're homeless. If you are a monster, you are a monster. You can be a monster with $1 million in your pocket and you can be a monster with $1 in your pocket. The only thing in common is you're all damn monsters. So, and then but the social services, if you lived in a 1-bedroom apartment and you drove a Buick, they may take your kid up out that house. Okay, the house ain't clean. You're working your ass off and you can't keep up with everything. And they're like, they don't want to help you. They want to take your kids. But when they walk in, there's worse abuse in some of these nice ass neighborhoods, right? And then they go in there, they look at, oh, well, shit, this is clean. They got a housekeeper. This kid is well taken care of. There's more abuse is meant. Even if you don't beat a kid, mental abuse to me is worse than physical abuse. Somebody telling you ain't shit every day. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to grow up to believe you ain't shit. You ain't going to walk in a room and hold your head high. You ain't going to think you can conquer the world. In your mind, you're not shit. And now people that have been through abuse in this chat room, you know what I'm talking about. I'd rather somebody kick me across the room one time than abuse me mentally every day. And for women in relationships, I know a lot of y'all know this. Sometimes there's mental abuse and it's worse than the physical abuse. So even if they wasn't beating on him every day, even if they wasn't, say he did just hit him one time, but the rest of the time he was talking to him like he was a dog, going in there and picking his favorite toys and throwing them away. These are the people that people are simping for. And it boils my damn blood. Okay. It just boils my blood to see this. And I just suggest to the viewers out here, do not support that. Do not give these people a voice to be hateful. If they want a voice, be a voice for their children. If you up here talking about your kid and how can we find our kid and do things to find your kid, then yes. But just to sit up here and shit talk other people when you're the baddest, worst acting people of anybody, even worse than the hate channels that are entertaining this shit. It's horrible. It's unacceptable is what it is. Okay, I'm going to calm down. I'm calming down. Let's share this. PJ's going to go over it.
Am I allowed to talk now?
Yes.
Where do you want me to start reading?
Okay, we're going to start where it starts to writing, and because all this is just like context, like what is on, page 114. It's the context, the damn of the 38 pages. So we're going to start where he starts the writing right here on February 20th, 2025. Are you there?
I'm getting to the page.
Okay.
On February 20th, 2025, DNA K9 received a request for assistance from licensed private investigator Steve Fisher to conduct a private missing person search in Sumner County, Tennessee. The subject of the search was 16-year-old Sebastian Drake Rogers, who was reported missing during the night of February 25th, 2024. At the time of the request, Sebastian had been missing for nearly 1 year, had not been seen or heard from since his disappearance, and was presumed deceased by the purpose of initiating a forensic search through DNA K9. DNA K9 agreed to assist in the search for Sebastian and began by conducting comprehensive background research into the case. This included a review of prior search efforts, their findings, and the areas that had already been covered. Based on the information gathered, search areas were prioritized according to their likelihood of yielding potential evidence or human remains. Key locations included the construction site near Sebastian's home on Stafford Court, which featured 3 ponds. Additional priority areas identified for further search efforts included the shoreline of the northeast side of Old Hickory Dam, the shoreline and wooded area of the southwest side of the dam near the boathouse, Mansker Creek, and natural catch points along the Cumberland River. Alex has been actively involved in search and rescue since 2018 following an apprenticeship with Don Abney, a court-certified expert in canine training through the Criminal District Court of New Orleans and the owner of Abcantra Training Kennels in Abington Springs, LA. Alex is a member of the Forensics Applied Sciences and Technology Division of Peace River SAR and recently earned a Bachelor's of Science in Forensic Science with a concentration in anthropology and a minor in biology from the Honors College of the University of Southern Mississippi. Alex leads research and development initiatives aimed at advancing human remains detection, canine capabilities, training methodologies, decomposition, odor analysis, and the interactions between human decomposition and the environment. In addition to these efforts, Alex participates in human remains recovery field work under the supervision of USM Anthropology and provides HRD canine search services for the Forest County Sheriff's Office and surrounding law enforcement agencies. Alex also serves as an instructor, canine traveler, and professional consultant in human remains detection and forensics anthropology, offering expertise to civilian search and rescue teams, government agencies, academic institutions, and forensics professionals. Roy, so these are the 2 people they utilized in training or the handling of these dogs, I guess.
Yes.
Roy's a training instructor with DNA K9 and has over 18 years of experience in canine training across multiple disciplines with a focus on water search and recovery operations. He has served in various leadership and instructional roles, including as a search manager, training officer, and instruction evaluator for the National Search Dog Alliance and the National Association for Search and Rescue. Roy has also served in operational roles as a canine handler supporting investigations with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police
That can't find their horses.
And the Federal Bureau of Investigations. In addition, he provides consulting services and conducts training seminars and workshops for canine teams. He previously led a biomedical detection canine program, has contributed to published research, and continues to assist civilian and law enforcement agencies across the United States and Canada with investigative support. Human remains detection, HRD canines, DNA canine operational criteria. All operational human remains detection canines deployed by DNA K9 have successfully completed a comprehensive training program and passed a rigorous annual validation assessment developed by DNA K9 specifically for the discipline of forensic human remains detection canine. This assessment is designed to simulate real-world conditions and address the challenges typically encountered during forensic human remains searches. The test is conducted in accordance with ANSI ASB Standard 088 and ASB Standard 076, with additional requirements informed by applied research conducted at the University of South Mississippi. DNA Canine HRD program is built upon current forensic science and canine detection training best practices. It incorporates a broader scope of training and more concentrated evaluation criteria than any other currently available civilian HRD canine certification standard, ensuring both operational readiness and scientific integrity in forensic HRD canine deployment. The following criteria highlight the key area of focus and achievement within our program. Successfully differentiate between decomposing animals' remains and human remains. Accurately discriminates between modern embalmed burials and recent human decomposition. Proven capability to detect low-level and trace decomposition odors. Completed counter training to mitigate handler influence, cueing, and body language interference. Demonstrates detection capability in contaminated environments. Demonstrates detection and problem solving capabilities in scenarios based attempting concealment training. Effectively detected buried human decomposition through surface vegetation. Met detection criteria across all stages of soft tissue decomposition, blood, I don't know how to say that. Adipocor, skeletal remains, water decomposition, burial decomposition, and burial remains. Proven operational suitability across diverse environments include wilderness, elevated terrain, shorelines, buildings, and vehicle searches. 7 is a 3-year-old border collie trained in forensics human remains detection. She has passed validation testing through K9 DNA and with handler Roy in 23, 24, and 25. Rambu is a 6-year-old Catahoula leopard dog trained in forensic human remain detection and has passed validation testing through DNA K9 with handler Alex 22, 23, 24, and 25. Search operations April 12th, 2025. Time 8 until 1945.
The military time.
Yeah, so that means they were there from 8 in the morning till
That may be 800 hours to 1900 hours.
yeah, that's like 8 a.m.
They were there 8 hours, 45 minutes.
Okay. Roy and Alex were provided with an initial meeting location at 3031 Long Hollow Pike, Hendersonville, 37075. They arrived at 8 to meet with private investigator Steve Fisher, receive a briefing on the search details, and discuss the strategy and objectives for the day operations. Following the briefing, DNA K9 accompanied Fisher to the Laurel Park neighborhood and proceeded to the first designated search area, a retention pond located at the construction site on Willow Bend Drive. A cemetery was observed spanning the area to the north and east just beyond the retention pond. While HRD K9 may detect odor associated with modern burials, the scent profile differs significantly from that of natural surface and or subsurface decomposition. This difference is due to the embalming and preparation process used for modern burials, as well as the containment of remains within caskets and underground burial vaults. Consequently, this type of odor is not part of the training for DNA K9's HRD K9s. It did not elicit an alert from HRD K9 7. Roy deployed HRD K9 7 to search for the odor of human decomposition around the perimeter of the retention pond, including the culvert, water's edge, and adjacent drainage areas. K97 did not indicate the presence of human decomposition odor, and the area was determined to be negative at the time of the search.
Okay, hold on a second. So he basically searched a retention pond that they drained looking for a dead body that is not there. Okay, I just want to say that. Go ahead.
An hour or a year after the whole.
Yeah, a year later. I mean, a year later. Okay, this to me is a joke. To my opinion, is a joke. Keep going, PJ. Sorry.
Following the completion of the search of Retention Pond 1 by K9 7 and handler Roy, handler Alex deployed K9 Rambu to search the area east of the Laurel Park neighborhood. This area included Retention Pond number 2, located between two cemeteries at coordinates such and such. No identifiable graves were observed in the immediate vicinity of the pond. The pond was bordered by an open field and a fence line that separated the cemeteries from adjacent property. K9 Rambu was commanded to begin the search approximately 20 meters from the pond and initiated a perimeter search around Retention Pond 2. He entered and exited the water at multiple points but showed no indication of interest in the pond. Upon returning to the starting point, a second perimeter search was conducted in the opposite direction, again yielding no positive indications for the odor of human decomposition. The search was expanded from the immediate vicinity of the pond to include an adjacent wooded area and the fence line running along the drainage feature. K9 Rambu was deployed to inspect the drainage area, which appeared to be fed by the outflow of the retention pond number 2. The search in this section was limited by a fence making the property boundary, beyond which access was restricted. A visual assessment was conducted. Beyond the fence, no observable points of interest were identified. Following this, handler Alex and K9 Rambo executed a systematic line search across the open field area. The search pattern proceeded north to south with approximately 2-meter spacing between passes, continuing until the team returned to the original point of entry. At the conclusion of the search, K9 Rambu did not exhibit any trained final responses or behavioral changes indicative of the presence of human decomposition odor in the area covered. Retention pond number 3. The final retention pond was searched by K9-7, handled by Roy. Handler detected K9-7 to search along the perimeter of the retention pond, including the drainage port. K9-7 did not indicate the presence of human remains. K9-7 was also directed to inspect the boots of Roy and Alex for the presence of human decomposition odor on the mud collected on their respective boots. K9-7 did not indicate the presence of human decomposition odor and has been concluded to be negative at this time. Construction site. Fisher requested an inspection of the active construction site immediately north of the retention pond 3. The wind was steady at 7 to 8 miles per hour from the north. Due to the increased noise and presence of the construction crew, handler Blank chose to search the drainage feeding into the pond. The K9 team traversed the slope along a contour line, with K9-7 searching both uphill and downhill. At the end of the drainage, a fence line was encountered. Approximately 20 meters from the fence line, K9-7 exhibited a change in behavior, reducing her pace and tasting blades of grass, typical indicators for HRD canines when searching areas with low threshold odor. She was then directed to perform a detailed search between the slope and the fence line, where several baseballs were observed. While her demeanor remained consistent, she continued to search. K9-7 alerted at 2 separate locations within 1 to 2 meters of each other along the slope. These locations were marked as Site 1 and 2 for the shift's Regent soil test. Afterwards, K9-7 was given a break for rest, away from the search area. Upon returning to the area of interest, the wind conditions had changed and there was no observable wind presence in the area. K9-7 was deployed from a different direction, traveling north to south. The handler ensured ample space for K9-7 to work. She proceeded with the search and displayed typical in-odor HR behavior. K9-7 then showed a strong indication to enter the private property immediately west of the area of interest. The handler intervened, preventing her from continuing onto the private property. And then there's a bunch of pictures of all the spots. And then there's the soil test request. I don't know what all of this you want me. I mean, do you want to stop and look at the photos or?
I mean, we're looking at the photos because, the school's right there where they have play baseball at.
Yeah.
So it ain't like Sebastian was playing baseball and he dropped a baseball out here or nothing. That's from them hitting home runs at the school. There's a big neighborhood. because I was here. So at the retention ponds or in the front of the neighborhood, they're building a whole complex and behind those. Some of the houses are already filled, but some of them are new construction, like they're still being built. And then when you get beyond the new construction houses, is where the construction site is, where they're plowing everything down, getting it ready so they can build houses.
Okay, well, if you get to figure 2, which is the second picture, it clearly states in the little description that they believe the area of interest, with the red markers shown to the right, is observable difference in vegetation growth between locations of canine alert and remainder of landscape. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see where they have it blocked red, but because the grass is greener, they think something's dead there.
I don't really see that there's anything greener there.
I don't either. That's just
the stuff on the left is more green than the stuff that's right there by the marker on the right.
If they thought it was greener, why didn't they dig right there and see what was there? Wouldn't that have been, well, oh, the grass is greener, let's dig. And here's one thing people don't, I want to share this. This is a little educational for you because, I live by a graveyard. If you'd have taken bury a body, okay, say I take you and I dig a hole and I drop you in the hole and I fill it with dirt, okay, that dirt, when you decay and rot to bones, that dirt is going to collapse, okay? When you step on it, it'll collapse. The ground will be soft. Now, I live by a graveyard, and they try to keep people out of the graveyard because it's a slave graveyard. So they wasn't buried in solid caskets. They were buried in wooden boxes. So the wooden boxes over time have rotted. So that space, that void is now hollow. And when you step over that, it will collapse and you can fall into a grave. Now, the same thing if you put a body into the ground. That body is going to decay, and then there's going to be a little, like a dip. It'll actually, the ground will feel softer than the surrounding ground around it. And most likely it'll have a spongy feel, like there's something, like a little bit of give to it. But, one of the things that EquiSearch does tell you when you're flying drones is to look for areas that have collapsed or that does have way brighter foliage because, a human body actually works as a good fertilizer. It's terrible to say that, but it does. But I don't see no different in the grass in this picture than the grass that's around it. It's, this is just somebody simping for Chris and Katie. All right, where do you want to jump to now, PJ? What page?
I mean, I don't know what else we really need from this. It's going to describe the process of their soil test. On page 19, 20, they're going to claim of their results of the soil test. I don't really even know. If nothing from here resulted in some type of police response, I don't really think it's valid. I don't know what, and cool. They think they found things.
But even the police did this, right? The police searched the same areas. Now, why is the police getting different results than they got? Now, I'm not buying it. I just totally ain't buying it. This is to me, is what I believe, is this is a misinformation campaign to try to take some of the blame off of the people that I believe are probably truly responsible.
I don't think that I see it the same exact way as you, only because you're instantly thinking that he's trying to get attention away from them. But I'm thinking well, they would be the ones to have possibly put him back there. What if they're the ones that put him back there?
I just don't truly believe that happened. I don't think they went to the construction site where there's a bunch of people in a neighborhood and dumped this kid, because they're digging back there. One of those excavators would dig him up. One of those things, they ain't burying stuff back there. They're digging up stuff back there. I've been there. I droned over it. I have the footage. I can show you the footage. They're digging up areas back there. They're not covering up areas.
I never thought he was back there. So
because it's on a hill, they're grading the area to make it flat so they can build houses. So they're digging. They're not covering nothing up, is what people are failing to understand. They're digging things up and they're putting in foundations. When you start building foundations, you dig. You don't put dirt on top of dirt. You dig up the dirt. So they're building homes right there, and the area. Okay, for anybody that watched my videos, is like when you get up to the top of their neighborhood, all them houses have cameras, every last single one of them, right? And you go up to the top of their neighborhood and you take a right, it's a dead end. This area is like a clay area, red clay. I'll show it to you in video maybe later. And I droned over all of it, and you can see where they're digging up the dirt. They're digging up areas. They're trying to flatten it so they can, they're pushing dirt into piles so that they can get it level so they can build a house. So they're not building a house on a slope. Okay. Because the whole area is okay. Where the retention ponds are is flat because they done dug that area out. Okay. They dug all that area out, moved the dirt. They build the retention ponds for anybody that's in construction because there's water flows and it would flood everything. So they need to have a place to put the displaced water. So they build retention ponds. These ponds are not natural ponds. They're man-made ponds for drainage, which go into the main drainage of the city. So they build these ponds, and two of the ponds are across the street from each other. There's a road, and I was down there at the pond. One of the ponds was drained, and when I was there, the other pond was drained, and one pond only had a foot of water in it. Okay, so you can see the bottom of the damn pond. You can look at it and say the kid's not in the damn pond. It don't take dogs searching it. You can look with your eyes and say, okay, the kid ain't in the pond. There's a metal grate at the bottom of these ponds that weigh like 400 pounds. You would need three big guys to move it. Usually they hook a machine to it and pick it up. Okay, it ain't like a little manhole cover. It is thick steel like this, grated so the water can travel through it. Sebastian Rogers, 15 years old, he could never move that grate. Okay. And then he would have to swim underwater to move the grate. So it's just not possible, right? Just not possible. Like I said, in the area up there, you're going to bury somebody in an area they're digging up. It don't make any sense. Katie left that neighborhood. Okay. That kid is not in that neighborhood.
They know where that kid is and where they put that kid, because if for real, if they honestly lost their kid, the first person that Katie would call is saying, hey, have you heard from our kid? Hey, do you think maybe he was coming to your house? So it's not just allegedly. Think about it as a human being. If you lose freaking something, you're going to look to the first person that would have possibly gotten it. Like, hey, did you maybe come pick him up?
And statistically, the last person to see you is usually the person that has done you harm. Statistically. Now, listen, I have no proof that Chris and Katie did anything. All I have is suspicion. Okay, I want to make that clear. There's no evidence they did anything. Everything we're talking about is pure speculation that, she did leave that house that morning. There's no really way to tell where she went other than what she said. Okay. Now we know Chris called the police, the sheriff. Why didn't she? And then they say she's on three-way, but Chris has to tell her to go back to the house that the police are on the way. If she's on three-way, wouldn't she have known the police was on the way? Do we really know that? Did she go sit in front of the school for 45 minutes? Because she was gone from the house for a little while. Wouldn't you search the neighborhood and be out screaming and looking for him? And he would always walk to the bus stop. So I don't buy the story. Myself personally, I don't believe it. Does that mean it's not the truth? No, it just means, hey, I don't believe it. I don't believe that at all. Okay, is there anything else that we need to tap in on?
There's a bottom area on the report that's clearly showing they're assuming they found skeletal remains, which is super strange. Because, I'm sure if that was the case, there would have been a news article or something of that nature. Keep going down. No, you must have missed it. It must have been right before there.
What page?
It's squared off with a red square to show you what it is.
I don't see nothing squared off with a red square unless I didn't go down far enough.
You didn't. It's page 33 where it starts.
Okay. All right. Let's get to 33. So this is just them searching random dams and rivers.
Well, this is Mansker Creek.
Okay.
A targeted search was conducted along the west side of Mansker Creek, directly below Old Hickory Dam, in response to a positive indication by a certified human remains detector canine. The canine exhibited trained alert behavior over a specific area within the creek, prompting further investigation. Due to the aquatic environment and limited accessibility, a remotely operated vehicle was deployed to survey the indicated area. However, visibility was severely compromised by the highly turbid water conditions and the presence of loose sediment, which was easily disturbed during ROV maneuvering. These factors.
Okay, let me. They're
Can I have
saying
that
this is
now?
skeleton remains. You can clearly tell that is not skeleton remains. Okay, show me one person that ribs are that far apart. Show me one person that has ribs that are that far apart in a human body. Okay, anybody in here take anatomy? That is not no damn human remains. Listen, if they found human remains, don't you think divers from the police department would be out there pulling that stuff out the water? Right? Wouldn't divers, they'd have dive teams right out there pulling that stuff out the water. That is not no human remains. Oh, depict the potential skeleton remains. You know, did anybody hear it on the news that they found remains in the water? All right. What else is there? Oh my Lord. This man gets an underwater toy, and this is what he comes up with. Oh, I don't know what they got the smell of, but smell of BS is what I smell. That's what my canine nose smells, is some BS. The operation hours proceeding along the river, the tips of the hills. Okay, but did they find any? They can say potential, but they didn't take it out the water. If you thought you seen that, wouldn't you fish it out? You know, you got underwater cameras, you can see where it's at. Okay, anything else? Okay. So basically that's it. They found what they thought was remains in the water, which ain't remains. You can look at it and clearly tell it's not. Okay. So they didn't find Jack, and they're trying to make it like they did. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Even if there's decomp, a body just don't vanish. Okay. A human body does not vanish. Now, thank you, PJ. Okay. PJ is out. So now I want to take some calls, and I want to hear what you guys think about what we've listened to here today. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the phone lines. And I want your thoughts and opinions on this. Y'all have listened to mine. Now it's time for me to listen to yours. Now, listen, I want to make this clear. I don't have any proof that anybody's done anything. All this is just my opinion. It's not yet. Somebody's calling. All this is just my opinion. Hello.
Hey, it's Rita from Dexter.
Hey, Rita.
That ain't no body.
Oh, I could have told you that. I mean, I ain't a forensic pathologist, but I know that ain't what they think it is.
It ain't no body, and I'm gonna tell you why. The police would have been out there. They'd have done pulled it out, and the body sitting at the bottom of that, it would have floated up way before now.
I mean, I guess you could have some bones at the bottom, you know, but I mean, because you only float for so long, only when your body fills with gas. A decayed body is not going to float anyway.
Yeah, and also they can hide behind stuff, or SF investigates all day. I'm gonna tell you my opinion. They've been hiding behind a lot of people. Those hate channels that like to go on each other's panels and blame the neighbors,
Yeah.
blame the neighborhood children. These people are all full of it. I don't care what anybody says. They're guilty of sin. They did this, in my opinion, they did it. They did something. Something went down in that house. They spent 3 hours on the phone discussing what they were going to do to get out of said situation they all got themselves into.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about that little boy like he was a piece of garbage. And then they took the time, Dolly. They took that time.
Yeah.
And they got baby. They did something, and that's my opinion. And it's going to stay the same.
Yeah. Unless there's some evidence that shows otherwise. Right now, I'm just suspicious of the people. I ain't saying they did it. I'm just saying I'm very suspicious of their behavior.
Yeah. You know how I feel about this mess. These people have been getting by with this way too long. And they going on these channels hanging out, acting like fools at night, hanging out. Oh, they're so respectful. They're such good people. He ran away. And if he ran away, people, where is he? He didn't run away. That kid did not run away. I'm not buying that nonsense. And I said it in the chat, and I'll say it again. I was born in the day, but I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah, and how far is he going to get barefoot with no jacket on?
No way. And it was cold. That night, it was cold that night. I remember that. Because that's the same night that little girl went missing. That Jen Soto case thing, that little
Maddie Soto, exact thing. Yep.
Yeah, because that's when I found your channel. I found your channel whenever that she went missing and he went missing.
Yeah.
Because you were covering them cases.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they found Maddie, thank God, the luck of the public, but here's the crazy thing is nobody's seen it around in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. Mm-hmm. Nobody driving down the roads reported seeing a kid walking. When the public seen Stephen Stearns pulled over on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, because we went to that spot. We was in Florida, and even in the middle of nowhere, people seen him, but nobody, not one person seen Sebastian walking down the road or any sign, hair of Sebastian. I call BS. I don't think that kid ran away either.
Yeah, and because I'm going to tell you now, I used to run away all the time. I didn't get my way. We lived in the country. I was a runaway, and I get found. Guess why I get found? Because they catch me walking down the road.
Mm-hmm.
They come, my dad come get me, and then and the police found me the second time. But I'm telling you, I know, and I'm going to tell you what, I also, and this is my theory, these people live in a $700,000 home. She works for Brinks. The cameras conveniently ain't working that night. They don't have cameras. They've got 6 stories on top about these cameras and where Katie's working and what she's doing. And then this kid goes out. These people in that neighborhood have cameras.
Yes, absolutely.
If this kid had ran away, he'd have been on those cameras.
And most of them houses will tell you when the door is open, even if you don't have the alarm system hooked up, it'll be like door open,
Yeah.
And I have a hard time buying it, but I appreciate you calling in, Rita.
All righty. All right, bye.
All right, peace. Okay, Rita hot. She's not buying it, So there's a lot of us that are not buying this story of everything that is going on. Now, could we be wrong? I mean, it's possible this kid could have ran away, but I think it's highly unlikely. Dolly. Yeah.
I ain't buying this whole goddamn story.
You ain't buying the story. What's up, Mab?
Not much, man. Just a chilling.
I hear that. So what's your thoughts on it?
Same thoughts I've had the whole damn time.
The whole time.
3-hour tour.
I believe that phone call
I can make up a song.
Hold some value. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish I could look, I can't, but I wish I could see their phone record of how long they usually talk to each other, because it seems to me to be an awful long time that they sat there and chatted.
It seems like a pertinent piece of evidence that you would subpoena, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if that's enough. Is that enough, without no body,
something,
anything, even look what we see in Melanie Buzzard, Mab. They couldn't even arrest that lady till they found her body.
Yeah, that's true.
So she sat there for months just not talking at all. And so if they just have that they were on the phone 3 hours, that's not enough to prove that you.
But it is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. I think just knowing that they talked on the phone or the story is,
And if they had access to
3
the
hours, I
proper,
heard a thud.
if they if they had access to the proper technology, they could actually listen to that call like they do
Yeah,
with politicians and
Yeah,
shit.
you would have to be CIA to do that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I'm sure
but you could.
well, they monitor all phone calls. It's just they monitor it for
They
keyword.
monitor
Keyword, it flags it.
they monitor everything. It all goes in a freaking big ass server bank in Colorado somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I know we learned that kind of with Snowden kind of thing is,
Yeah.
they're listening, but it's keywords that trigger it, and then they flag it, and then they record it, and then they got it, So there's
Yeah.
certain things you don't want to say on the phone.
No, they record everything. It's just that they only listen to what
It's been flagged.
comes up that they flagged.
Yeah.
Flag material.
Yeah, you don't want to say certain bad things on the phone because
Yeah.
they can hear that shit. They got AI that listens to everything.
I could say to you right now, hey, I'm thinking about painting my car.
Don't say nothing bad. Don't say that.
Painting my car. And then I would get, advertisements for paint on my damn phone and my iPad.
Absolutely. You're absolutely
And I didn't
right.
even talk about it on that device. So if they're using it for that, damn well they're using it for other shit.
Oh yeah, they use it. They definitely spy on you for marketing, but they spy on you for other things too. That is for sure. Yeah, I'm just not trusting the story, and it's really ain't even the story so much. It's their behavior that is so odd to me, not the
The
story.
interviews were just off the chart, behavioral analysis off the chart.
Yeah,
Guilty to me.
yeah.
Yes,
Just when I
ma'am.
seen them shaking like chihuahuas on Nancy, I was like, "What are they
Yes,
so
ma'am.
scared of? They're victims,
No, ma'am.
right?" So
Yeah, they're acting like they're talking to the fucking 4-star colonel.
yeah, I mean, they were scared. They were nervous as could be. Like you would seem like I could see being upset because the kid's missing, right? But not being scared. It appeared to be more scared than upset. And I mean, that's just my opinion. That's what I observed. But people, perception is different with different people.
But I could see right through that shit. I've dealt with criminals and dumbasses and all kinds of people all my life, and I can pick it right out. No problem.
I'm pretty good at it too. Like when Leilani was there telling me that, that her boyfriend did it, I was looking at Leilani like, oh, you lied your ass off. But I let her talk. I knew she was lying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that until they find some type of evidence, we're kind of in limbo, like in the Melanie Buzzard situation.
Yeah.
Let's just pray that something gets uncovered because if the boy is buried somewhere, it's going to take some time and some luck.
Yes. He is somewhere.
Yes.
He is not vanished completely. He did not do it Houdini, Chris.
Nah, he ain't completely disintegrated. So he's somewhere. No. He may be in the dirt somewhere, but he is somewhere. And let's just all pray to God that he's found. All right, Mab, you be good.
All right, brother.
All right.
Please.
Yeah. Just don't vanish off this planet, guys. Okay? The aliens didn't grab Sebastian. That didn't happen.
Dolly.
Yes.
Hi, this is Tammy from Tennessee.
Hey, Tammy.
Hey, I want to ask you a question that has been on my mind off and on about the Sebastian case. Okay, you know how one parent does more talking than the other, or the step parent has always done a lot of talking.
Yes.
Well, and you know about the 3-hour phone call.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever, in their interviews or when they've been talking about this, have you ever heard him say that he heard her tell Sebastian good night to go to bed, or that?
No, I haven't.
Because
Well, neither have I. And, you know, like if I was on the phone with my husband and I heard, and I told my granddaughter good night or whatever, well, he would hear that. He
Yeah.
would hear that. And then if I hollered at her and said, knock it off in there, you know, he would hear that too. But I have never heard him say that he heard that.
Yeah, I've heard him say if he would have jumped out the window, we would have heard him.
Well, yeah, I heard him say that too. Like
how
that
would
made
you
it
have heard
sound
him?
like
You're in a different state. You know what I'm saying? How would you have
exactly.
heard him?
Yeah, I know.
And allegedly,
I know. And
they
then
were on speakerphone or like, how could you hear? Like, I don't know, but I have never one time, honestly, you know, you make a good point. I've never heard him say that.
no, I haven't either. And yeah, I've heard him say the wee 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 stuff.
Yeah.
Just like, but the way he says it is in a context like he was there.
Yeah.
You know, like he was
speaks
there
like that
and
a
would have
lot.
heard it.
Yeah, he does speak like he was there, but you know, technically, according to Sumner County, the police there in Hendersonville, that he was in a whole different state working. So, and I'm sure
Well, yeah,
the police have checked his alibi, you know.
well, you would think, surely. And then something else that I've been throwing around is like the idea that maybe he didn't make it home.
Yeah,
because
I mean, a lot of people have thought that from the Texas Roadhouse. But everything seemed so calm in that video. Like, that didn't seem like they were having a problem. It looked like Katie and him were getting along fine. It seemed like she was really interested in her phone, but other than that, it seemed like a normal day, you know?
Well, I thought I noticed. I mean, now this is just based on my own interaction with kids and talking or whatever. You know, you can't hear anything in the Texas Roadhouse. But at one point, when she was talking, looked like she was sort of talking at him rather than to him, and with her hand, and his head kind of dropped, like he was hearing something he didn't want to hear. But I don't know that because you can't hear it.
Yeah.
But I got to thinking, okay, now why do I think maybe he didn't make it home? You know, because nothing else seems to make any sense. But you know how everybody thinks that, or not everybody, but a lot of people think that she parked her car in the garage that night, and then when she left the next morning is when something happened. I mean, you know, whenever he was taken out of the house. Well, think about that. Would it, if you were going to discard of someone, would you wait till broad daylight to do it, or would you do it after dark? Because it would have been dark when they were
honestly at dark. But here's the problem. If you ever notice, like, my mom used to tell me this: after midnight, there's nobody on the road but cops and criminals. Which one are you?
Right.
She used to always tell me that's so I'd be home by midnight. You know what I'm saying? But she'd be like, on the roads at night after midnight, there's nobody but cops and criminals. Which one are you? You ain't a cop. You know, so it's basically,
yeah. My mom used to tell me. My mom used to tell me that it was drunks and cops, and the cops usually didn't get the drunks. So get home.
I mean, if you're riding around in the middle of the night, you're more likely to technically be pulled over. I would think it would be safer to get rid of something in the daytime. Look at Stephen Stearns. He drove around with Maddie.
Well, yeah.
Broad daytime,
that's
with
true.
her sitting up in the car in the front seat, strapped in.
That's true, but I wasn't thinking about like that she got rid of him like in the middle of the night. I was thinking about that he never made it home from the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
That early night, you know, early evening.
Yeah.
But it would have been dark.
Dark time, yeah.
And the other thing is, like, okay, I've heard Chris, when he's going over where the dogs went and all this stuff, and who knows if that's true or not, but was it ever said that a dog ever hit?
No.
Where he checked the trash can?
In the beginning, on the scanner, it sounded like the dog had picked up something. But then to come to find out, the dog had hit a false trail. And the lead detective came out and did an interview on the news where he said the dogs didn't hit a trail at all. It was a false scent that led to a retention pond. So they never tracked Sebastian whatsoever. Never. And then of course,
so because
these people, you know, they said they did. They made it act like it, but the lead detective says totally different. He says that they never had a track or scent of Sebastian Rogers. Never.
well, and because all that anybody has ever seen, and I haven't seen that, is supposedly a grainy video in the dark that it's said to be him taking the trash can to the road for pickup.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to tell who that is, but it is believed
so
that
it could have
that
been,
is him.
but it could have been her
Yes.
if she didn't bring him home from the Texas Roadhouse, if they didn't make it home.
I mean, they went home twice. You got to remember, they went out bowling, then they went to what is it, Costco or one of those box stores like that. Then they went home because they dropped the food off. Okay, so that I think that's when the trash was taken out. Then they left and they went to Texas Roadhouse, and then allegedly they came back. You got to remember, they left twice. A lot of people don't realize that, but they left twice. After Costco, they went bowling first to the arcade bowling alley right there off Johnny Cash Boulevard. And then they went to the Costco. They got the colossal popcorn, some food and snacks. Cause remember, she said he liked to eat like Dolly. Then they took that home. Right. And then they allegedly that by that time it was getting dark. The trash got taken out. Then they went to Texas Roadhouse, and then they came back from Texas Roadhouse. So I don't know exactly which.
Oh, so she was saying that it wasn't their last trip back home that he took the trash out. She's saying it was.
I don't know. I don't know. I just know they left twice.
Okay. For some reason, I was always under the impression that it was when they got home, they made their final return home for the night. That's when he took the trash.
I don't know. I don't know. I was under the impression it was when they came back from Costco or whatever box it was.
You may be right. This has been the most confusing case ever. But you know, the other thing is okay, I don't know how I feel about all these lights. I'm not sure how I feel about the lights, but I do know and believe that was a car, that there was a car seen there, you know, on that other street. Well, I mean, it pretty much, you don't think so?
No.
That it turned its headlights on? You don't think that's a car?
I mean, there's motion lights on those houses and stuff like that. Every time I walk out the door, the damn neighbor's lights turn on.
Oh, so you think it might have even been like a motion light that shined down on the roadway?
Yeah, because there's lights that put right there on that house. Because if you go down the street, like, because, you know, I've been to their house. I've been to the retention ponds. I've been to the construction sites. I've been to all these places, right? So when you pull into a neighborhood, it's a left. You take a left, and there's houses that face that way. And then there's a little cul-de-sac. And that video was shot right there from that first cul-de-sac shining across the field. But even Seth Rogers said that he's seen the clear video of it from night and day. And he said the reason that the lights are moving, and this is because of Nick Barris, right? The reporter.
Yeah, he was videoing it on his phone.
On his phone. And, you know, if you think you're holding the phone still, but the phone has actually got a little movement to it, right? And, you know, he's moving a little bit. So as he's videotaping just part of the screen, because he's not even videotaping the whole screen. He's just videotaping where the lights is. It's moving because he's moving. And Seth said, look, they took me into the police station, and I'll even play this video. I'll post it. It's still on my channel, me interviewing Seth. Seth said, look, they took me into the police station.
I heard him. I was watching
me the whole video. That is absolutely a garbage truck. But when he got with TikTok Tony, he changed that. I don't know if y'all know that. Then he started saying it wasn't a garbage truck. But he came in.
Right. Well, then Craddock said that when Nick Barris asked him.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know why Seth changed his story up. I think because it didn't, you know, they were trying to push a certain narrative, and the trash truck didn't go with the narrative. And I think so Seth started to change the story up because Seth was kind of surrounded by bad people. I mean, that's just me guessing. I don't know, because really there's no proof to anything. It's just suspicion at this point. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Well, all I was going to say about the lights was that if he didn't make it home from Texas Roadhouse, then that can eliminate everything to do with the lights.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, we do know he was also talking to people on the internet. So, and they told us he wasn't, but now it's come out that he was because of this whole Roblox thing. And
Roblox is the worst.
You remember,
my granddaughter plays it.
You know, there was that guy that put out that video of what they were trying to clear the image up, and they said it looked like Chris, but they had superimposed Chris's image into the lights, and they were photoshopping stuff, and they went on Nancy Grace podcast, and Nancy had to pull the podcast because you really can't believe what you see on the internet because you got grimy people that look like dead corpses up here making up stuff and adding things to it. And that was him and his buddy Betty. Okay, that they slipped up. And Betty showed her phone where they were superimposing the damn pictures. And then of course Nancy had to pull down the whole podcast and take the whole show down because they were trying to plant evidence in a case. And trust me, it wouldn't be the first time they've done it.
Well, anybody with any common sense would have known because, I mean, the more you blow the resolution up, the more you lose. And it was like, that's what it looked like. They had tried to do was just keep blowing the resolution up to where, you know, you were getting the pixels were getting bigger and bigger, and you're liable to see anything or might think you see anything.
Okay,
and I thought,
my producer's coming in, so I got to let you go. Thank you for calling.
Okay, you take care, and bye, PJ.
All right, bye. What's up?
When I opened it, it was already scrolled up, but it looks like one of the mods hid somebody that's a member on your channel.
Okay, don't be hiding members.
And so there's no way to unblock them if they're already up far on the chat. So that's somebody that probably needs to get unblocked at some point because that wasn't.
Were they blocked or timed out?
Blocked.
Okay.
Hidden from the channel.
Okay, guys, be easy, and especially
nobody should be blocking anybody. Usually, you do a
timeout. Yeah,
if it's necessary, or just delete the comment.
Yeah, so especially don't be blocking members. They're supporters here. I don't think you're going to troll if you paid to be here. Maybe, but be easy on the blocking people. They were blocked. Okay, well, whoever it was, you guys let me know. Do you know who it was?
Yeah, I have a screenshot of it.
Okay, then I'll unblock them. Sorry about you getting blocked, whoever you were. I will find out what you said, and then if it wasn't nothing bad, I will unblock you. No worries, guys. Be easy on the block button. You know, sometimes you go to block somebody and you block the wrong person too.
Well, as a mod, you need to know that, like, if you don't get along with somebody, usually, like, on a different channel, if you're not a mod there, you can, like, hit block them so you don't have to see them. But when you're a mod on the channel, you hit block and it actually hides the person from the channel.
White Lotus, we don't promote those channels here. Okay, we don't promote any of those bad people. We don't want you watching bad people. Trust me, it was just them being hateful to other YouTubers. It has no significance on their child or on the search for their child or anything like this. This was them using the opportunity to get there with other people that are hateful, dreadful ass human beings and being hateful just like them. Okay. That's why they don't go on true crime channels. That's why they didn't go back on Nancy. They choose these drama channels because that's what they're into, is drama. They rather sit around and talk shit. Okay. Is what they would rather do. And that is horrible. Okay. So we don't want you going, I'm never going to promote bad, terrible channels here. Okay. And, that's what they're hoping is they get these people up there and people will come to their channels. And we don't want the bad to win around here. We don't want to help bad people. We want to help good people, people that care about these kids, people that want answers for these kids, people that are searching for these kids, people that are being a voice for these kids. Them are the people I want you to watch, guys.
Saved, I have it. I have the screenshot of who was blocked. It's all right.
Okay, yeah, and if you was blocked out there, we're going to make sure you get unblocked. No worries, okay, unless you said something terribly, horribly bad. They didn't?
And I'm
okay.
Going to be quiet.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to bed.
All right. Easy on blocking people, you know.
It could be an accident.
It could be an accident. That's what I'm saying. So we want to unblock them. It ain't, like I said, it ain't a big deal. Let me open the phone lines back up. Thank you for letting me know, though.
You're welcome.
All right. Phone lines are back open. I just want to hear your opinions about this. And like I said, tonight, I want to give my warnings again. This is just for information. There's everybody's innocent and proven guilty.
Can you for a half second?
Hold on,
Sorry, I
callers.
just realized something.
Hold on, I gotta mute. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta take care of something real fast to make sure nothing else like this happens. Give me 1 second. Okay, so listen, mods, be easy because then I have to go through a bunch of trouble trying to find who got blocked and unblocking those people and stuff like that. Usually when you're gonna block somebody, most people would ask will be like, hey PJ, can I block this person? Usually we just time you out here. If you time somebody out, time them out for like 5 minutes or something like that. But let's be easy on the whole blocking people because you may block somebody that doesn't really totally deserve to be blocked. Um, and then, like I said, we don't want to have to go through a bunch of crazy stuff to try to find the person you blocked, which is what I'm doing right now, because then it takes away from what we're talking about and the show and all those good things. So please just don't do that. Okay. I am just not seeing that person for some reason. All right, let me open the phone lines back up. All right, phone line is back open now. All right, phone line is back open. You want to walk over there? Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Yes.
I wanted to call and let you know what you said earlier today about what you think that happened. I felt the same way, and I want to tell you thank you because you're the first person that stood up and said it was about the child, not about all this drama, fake stories, and all this other stuff.
Yes, and that's truly what it's about. And people, they want to pick sides because they either are friends with, the family or something like that. But in true crime, you got to keep your distance from people. You don't want to get too close to them, because if you get too close to people, naturally you're going to want to believe them and you're going to ride with them and be like, oh, they didn't do it. But really all you've done is gotten too close to the suspects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but look at what happened when y'all was down in the Savannah with Quentin Simon. These drama channels live to tell the whole lies and everything to look at it when they said he was in the landfill and they said it wasn't.
Yeah.
And she didn't do it. She didn't do it. You know, she was innocent. They
were sending that lady gifts. They were supporting them, sending them money so they could drink. I mean, it was crazy. And of course, you're right. That, like, you know, now she's guilty, and they still
doing the same thing. So they live off of it. That's why I don't pay nothing attention to all that drama. But I said from day one, if that clothes was found, they said, Sonny sit there and said that they saw him go in the house, but they never saw him leave the house. She was parked in her garage. She never goes in the garage before. She always parked in that garage. So common sense tells you the only way that you can leave is through the door. And like PJ said, you ain't gonna go look for something that ain't lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it was like PJ said, like with her kid, if it was her kid, she gonna be out there. You gonna hear her from the rooftop. She's not gonna stop until she finds her kid.
Yeah.
If just walked out. So I'm just saying they didn't even learn the first thing with Quentin Simon about all that drama, and she was guilty of killing that baby. How can y'all be parents on these drama channels and say that y'all good parents and you're a good parent, but then you're not even standing up for a voiceless child?
I know.
And you're still doing the same thing as Quentin Simon. So when you said what you said today, I was like, Dolly was right on the money. I was glad that you said what you said.
I mean, it needs to be said. I mean, there's nobody else here being truthful. It's horrible what's happening. And that type of behavior is absolutely disgusting.
Exactly. And you was the first person, and you the first one that I heard to be truthful about what happened. If the clothes was found, and the cops, Sonny said that they saw him go in, but they didn't see him leave. So how are they not going to see him leave? The only way is through that garage that she was parking in.
Yeah. And I truly.
And where did she go? Where did she go? I believe she in my opinion, I believe she met up with somebody and trade off that way. That's the only way that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been somebody could have went and met her or something, you know, I don't know. I just know that it's hard to believe that he ran away in that really nice neighborhood and not one camera has one clear picture of him leaving that neighborhood. So,
and I don't believe, and look at Quentin Simon, go back to Quentin Simon. They had video of knowing, the cops knew that they went around to get video cameras footage. They knew he was at that landfill that she went to the dump.
That she went to the dumpster,
I don't believe, I don't believe that the cops, they failed Sebastian, because if they would have did their job at the beginning, they would have went and got footage from everywhere. That boy would have been found.
Yes.
And the person who did it would have been found. So you can wait 2 years later and still working on the case. How? Some of that video is deleted. Some people's stuff, because their storage don't last that long. But if she's got a tracker on that car, they said that they got a tracker on her car, how come they can't know where she went? But here's the problem. Even if she met up with somebody that switch out the child, to drop off the child, they can't prove that. So is Sebastian ever is this going to be justice for Sebastian ever?
I don't know. I mean, I pray to God there is, but if the rumors are true and they have friends in the police department and they don't find this little boy or no clues to this little boy, there may be a situation where there's no justice.
But like you said, get rid of them. If that's the case, like with Summer Wells, like when you was out there with Summer Wells, we didn't get rid of the cops and bring. It needs to be a law that if the cops ain't doing something by a certain time, bring the feds in. Let the feds stay in on this, because there are too many missing kids, trafficking kids going on in this world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got to do something but take their kids. You know, they're kids.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. After a certain time, the FBI should just completely take it over. And I hope that, you know, that there is some answers and that we don't have to, you know, continue to wonder what happened to this kid and wonder if the police are, you know, doing a good job. You know, I think the FBI has way more knowledge in dealing with situations like this than a little small town police force.
Exactly. And they got more technology and stuff, and they got more money than the small town thing.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, but I just want to tell you thank you. And I hope you do go down there on February the 26th. Not for nobody else, but Sebastian.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to stand up and say, and tell this cop he needs to be held accountable. Do your job. If you can't, pass it on to somebody who can find this child, because he has the right to be found, whether he's dead or alive. He has the right to know what happened to him and get if he's passed, deceased, then let him be placed to rest and let justice be served.
Amen. Amen to that. All right. Thank you for calling
Anybody
in.
that can hurt. Yeah, thank you, Dolly. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, if you're out there watching and you're not subbed up to the channel, just a little reminder, hit that sub button, ring the bell for notifications. Right now, we're at 81,661. Okay. I can't do it. Need you. Dolly.
Well, hey there, Dolly.
Hey.
This is Jen from Salt Lake.
Hey, Jen. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing semi all right.
Awesome. I hope it's nothing bad.
Yeah. I have to agree with the lady that was just talking, and you know, Craddock has to get off his gum snapping butt and do something.
I hope
you
so.
know, I mean,
as far as me,
if he,
you know, her saying you go down there right now, I don't know if I'm in a financial situation. I really do want to be down there, but I don't want a scene to break out. But we do have a Gibson Go my mods could post that helps me with my travel funds. Now, I can't make no promises that I'm going to be down there, but people, if you got a couple extra bucks and you want to hit that fund, you never know. I might pop up.
well, I'm telling you, I mean, I have never seen, and this Stephen Fisher, I cannot believe, you know, that he would try to pull off such a bonehead move as
maybe he
putting pictures off like that.
Maybe he really believes this. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So maybe he really believes this stuff, but I don't believe it. But maybe he does truly believe that. We just have a difference in opinion.
I mean, you know, if it was real evidence, you know, why isn't like you said, why isn't there somebody down there collecting it?
Because it ain't nothing.
And doing DNA.
They don't. The police don't find it to be relevant, and that's why the police have not done anything. If there was a body in that water and they knew where it was at, you can believe they would have dive teams in that water retrieving that body out the water. As we speak,
diversion,
you know,
another diversion for Katie and Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where Sebastian is. You know, I just have my suspicions. I can't say somebody did something to him or not. I can't say that SF Investigates is wrong. I can say what I think, and I think he's wrong, and I think these people are suspicious. That's just my opinion.
They are.
Don't make it you. It just makes it my opinion.
And a lot of other people's opinions too.
I agree.
So you're not alone.
I think there's 1,500 people in here now that's kind of feeling the same way as me. I hope anyway.
Oh yeah, and I hope something is done like really soon.
Somebody said call dog. Don't do that. Don't do that. He'll be breaking out the truth serum, kicking in doors that he never kicked in. Don't do that.
Maybe he should. Maybe he should kick in doors and knock down tables.
People believe in that still to this day, and that was just the biggest joke on the internet to me. So that's almost laughable at this point. you know, and there's still people that gave me a hard time that never apologized. Oh, you're just jealous of dog, Dolly. I'm like, I just don't think, you know, at least I know the kid's name. Okay. At least I know.
Yeah.
So I
Well, I'll
don't,
tell you, somebody should be kicking in doors and knocking down
I
tables
wish
right
they
now.
would. I honestly wish they would. I mean,
And put a little luminol on top of it.
a little luminol.
Yeah.
Some red star. Yeah. Fine. You know, we need some evidence. We definitely need something. And with nothing, there's really nothing you can do, you know? So no
That's what I
Sebastian,
mean.
no crime.
You know, we got to get, you know, Craddock off the table and get somebody in there that'll call the FBI in there. And there is evidence.
I think there's a
There is.
thing with some police that they think, well, we got this. We don't need the help. But really, they really need the help, you know? And they just too much
Shy.
to ask. You know what I'm saying? They had too much. Well, we got this. We don't want to seem like we're incompetent, but really, you're handling things not good. You know, not good. But like I said, if they don't have anything, then I get it. If they don't have anything, there's nothing they can do. I guarantee you, if you pull Craddock to the side and nobody was around, you said, "Well, what do you think happened to Sebastian?" He would go, "I'm kind of suspicious of the parents." I guarantee it almost. You know what I'm saying? You know, now I can't say
they're too
exactly that's what
buddy.
he would say, but I'm in my mind, that's what he would say. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, I'm suspicious. I just ain't got no proof.
Yeah, I know what he would say. I know exactly what he would say.
No comment. You know, that's probably what he would say. But in his mind, you know, he's human, right? We're all human. There's nothing difference in him is he wears a badge. And well, some of us are human. And he wears a badge. And a lot of these that's why they're so evil. Shape shifting ass snakes on YouTube. But I would think he thinks the same way as every other human on the planet.
I don't know about Craddock.
Bridget Day 376. If I took your wrench, don't worry, I'll give it back to you. I was trying to click through shit. I might have took some wrong things. So don't worry about the wrenches right now. Okay. If you was a mod and for some reason you're not a mod, just let me know and I'll fix it in a little bit. Okay. Cause I was just clearing out some stuff of old people that used to be on the channel that's not here. So maybe you're still here and I might have accidentally got you. So I didn't take it for a reason. It's just an accident. So don't worry. Okay. We just want to make sure that there ain't some random person in here blocking people. So, but anyway, look, hey, I appreciate you calling.
And good luck on everything. And
Thank
your
you.
new studio too. So
thank you. Thank you.
Have
I'm
a good day.
On that here in just a little bit. All right.
Okay.
Be good.
All right. You too. Bye.
Okay, listen, everybody. If you was a mod and you lost your wrench, I want you to press 1 in the chat room real fast. All right. If you was a mod and for some reason I just took your wrench because I some people I didn't know who it was and I was clicking on stuff and I may have got you. No, I'm you know, some of the mods that used to be here that are not here anymore, I was trying to clear up. So if I got your wrench and you're still here, right there, Bridget. Okay, hold on. Let me jump over here. Give me a second. I'm not on the right page to even give a wrench. Let me pull this over here real fast so I can fix some things. Yeah, I wasn't intentionally trying to take wrenches. And if I don't get your wrench back to you tonight, I'll try to get it back to you tomorrow. Okay, there's one of them I fixed. Okay. All righty. I didn't take your wrench. You ain't even a member. You got to be a member for so long to even have a wrench. Jacko, I didn't take your wrench either. You're not even a member. You know what I'm saying? You usually got to be a member 6 months here to have a wrench. One, lost my wrench too. I didn't take your wrench. You should have a wrench though. All right, hold on. Yeah, so like, we had mods from like 2 years ago that don't even come into the channel anymore. So I was trying to clear up some of that, and I may have accidentally got you. But if I did, just shoot me an email, and I will fix it for you guys. Okay. And you had a wrench, but it's gone now. Okay. Well, we'll fix it. I can't fix it right now, but I'll fix it some more later. It's not a big deal. Don't worry. So if you lost it, you didn't lose it for doing anything bad. I just want you guys to know that I was just trying to clear up some room and get rid of some of the old people that I don't never see in the chat room anymore. So don't sweat it too much. Just let us know, and we'll, like I said, I'll take care of everything. Yeah, so I'm trying to, I'll fix it. But like I said, I see names, and I was just trying to take out some of the ones that I don't see come into the room anymore. So if you're not here, there's really no reason for you to be a mod. The mods are the ones that control, timing people out. And I know who my pretty active mods are. I didn't take your mod wrench. See, some people are saying they had a wrench that didn't even have a wrench. I only took a couple people out. There's no way. These people are trying to get a mod wrench. Listen, when you're a member here, and you're usually a member from 6 months to a year, we mod you up. Okay. So if you're not like a green color as a member, you can't really get a wrench here, because we don't know. And some people can. Like if you've been here a long time ago and you just like, Dolly, I can't afford a membership, sometimes I'll go ahead and mod you up. But let's open the phone lines. I got time for maybe a couple more calls, and then I got to get to working on the studio. I got a lot going on. So, and I may go live in the studio later tonight working. Dolly.
Dolly, hello. This is your neighbor down the road in Virginia.
Hey.
I'm not going to say my name because I might have some scoops, so I'm going to remain a little anonymous. You'll figure it out later.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people that work and do that type work that CP was doing at that time.
Yeah.
And there's been hours and hours and hours of footage analyzing his behavior and the fact that he is so narcissistic as far as the whole case. Wouldn't let her talk, refusing to answer questions, things of that. But then there's also talk of comments made like during drinking hours and things coming off of the job site, especially once they had fled and left and went down where they were working on that children's hospital down in Memphis.
Yeah.
He was building it.
Yeah.
He was building that. All right. There is video out there that you may remember seeing, but it can be located. I think I have it, where he made the comment, you will know in time to come when he is never found, y'all can't blame me or us anymore when it's not going to end. Like he was too cocky, too confident. The child wouldn't be found. Well, at that time, they were working on ground level pouring concrete, and he was a crane operator.
Mm-hmm.
And they were building that hospital, and that's where he was that night. There's also been interviews at that same time saying they were at critical stages of building. He was there longer hours because of, they were doing pouring that day, that night. I don't know, but there's just been too much, and I've seen it in your chat several times. I've never called, but I've seen it so many nights about concrete, and it has been sent to TBI. I know for a fact the tip has been sent in, but how long the building was there, if they never got to it in time, but they can do something like a negative space. But it's too many rumors, and like I said, it's allegedly, but it's too many rumors circulating around. That baby didn't need shoes because he didn't walk out.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have been on the phone that long because phone could have been left open. He drove back there, didn't have the phone because the phone could have been tracked. And it's exact enough time to drive from Memphis to where their house was and back in time for her to then make that phone call. That trip could have been made to there and back in that amount of time. It's been some people that have done it in that area just to test the theory. But It's just out in the rumor mill from people that don't like him, sort of, kind of personally, that have worked there. That if they ever want to find that baby, they have to search what was being built and poured at that time. That's just it. I mean, that's all I got.
Here's one thing I can kind of tell you from experience. I work for the third largest demolition company on the East Coast. Okay. And I worked plenty of buildings, construction, even worked at Quantico. So most of these jobs these days have cameras. Okay. They have security that are overnight, especially on a big job. Big construction jobs, there's usually a guard shack. There's usually somebody that watches it. There's cameras on there just in case people get hurt or there's job site accidents. For insurance reasons, they do it.
Right.
So
where they checked?
I think it would be hard. A lot of rumors about, like Jimmy Hoffa's under third base, or he's been, back then there wasn't as many regulations and things of construction sites. But these days, construction sites have to be fenced off. They have to be secure. They have to have security, because you can't let people wander on it and get hurt because you're talking $1 million lawsuits. So
absolutely.
So usually, now I ain't saying this is the case on everything. I mean, he may have been in an area that didn't have no security.
Well, he stated there wasn't many people on that shift, is why he couldn't leave so soon. That is
many
on
people
video.
don't mean no people though.
Right.
Usually jobs like this are running 24 hours a day. There's a day shift and a night shift. Matter of fact, in the construction, I worked the night shift. So I didn't get off to 5 o'clock in the morning when the day people came in. Right.
Yeah, that's the shift basically he was on.
Yeah. So I've worked the night shift I did a lot of construction on military bases though. So I'm used to that type of high security one because it's a military base, but I have done construction jobs outside the military. And usually, like I said, there's usually a guard, there's usually safety inspectors, there's different people that are usually there all the time. It's very rare that you go to a major building that they're building and there's nobody there, like a ghost town, right? But it could be an area where there's not much people or no cameras, but this day and age, a lot of construction sites, even because I'm right here near the shipyards, all of it got.
Yeah, my best friend lives like 3 miles from you. I know where you're at. Strangely, we'll meet one day. I got you, but I know where you're at. Yeah, and it's a lot goes on there. And actually, I think way higher security than what he was doing. Strangely, but did you go cover some? It may not. I'm not going to mention another channel name, but did you go down to that site and walk around and do some filming and cover that, or no?
Of what site?
Of the St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
No.
Okay.
That was Betty. Betty went down to the hospital, I believe.
Oh, Lord, no. And I know it wasn't her. It was a man. I mean, I know she did too, but that wasn't what I was watching.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
no, I never did. I don't stalk
Mm-hmm.
people. I search for people when I go places.
Right.
I don't go
Exactly.
messing. I don't usually go messing with the people. I go looking and sleuthing around. So it's very rare that I'm not going to, try to get somebody fired or anything like that, so I don't go to people's jobs and that's not what I do. I go search. I enjoy the searching element of it. I don't tend to want to mess with people or any of that. I get a lay of the land. I drone over it so I can see what areas that I want to search. And then I get out there and I start looking. So
right. Everybody has their own way. Absolutely. And this would be a TBI thing because, like I said, they'd have to go in and get the plans, the schematics, where they were at on that date and what phase they were at and where it would be, and then get in negative space cameras, even if they could act like that. That's a major thing, and only TBI could do it if they would even bite on it. And it's needle in the haystack, but so is finding this child this far in the game, this long, without any clues. But I just don't think he walked out. I care for a little boy that's same age, autistic, and has the same patternisms where he won't go out in the dark. He will not walk without shoes. They don't just switch overnight. He did not walk out. That child did not. He was carried out. And I don't think Katie's big enough to carry him out.
Oh, no, she's big enough to carry him out. That lady, she was in the military. She could carry him out. Sebastian wasn't that big. But hey, look, I appreciate you calling.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Later.
All right, peace. Hey, guys. So look, far as me messing up with the wrench thing tonight, don't get upset or anything. I just need you to send me an email, jimmyjam757@gmail.com, and say, Dolly, you accidentally took my wrench. Okay. And then I'll go back through and through the comments tonight, and then I'll be able to add everybody back. Okay. Because people were getting deleted. So I was like, okay, did we have somebody rogue? And then I started clipping people and getting rid of the old people because I didn't know. Maybe an old mod came in and was, deleting or timing people out that shouldn't be here, because sometimes you got the mods that go rogue and I didn't know. So I was just like, okay, let me clip. And I didn't know you guys may have been in here. So if it's something that you're like, Dolly, I didn't do nothing, and you grab my wrench from me and you've been here for a long time, just shoot me a message. It ain't a big deal. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'll do it in the morning, but I'll make sure that you get your wrenches back. Okay. Because usually if you have a wrench that when we do members, like when we do members chats, even if you ain't a member, you can still get into the room. And that's really basically what it's for. Usually the mods that take care of everything here are Sage, Turtle Gang, PJ, Heather, whatever. Some of you guys are good about, handling most of you, I just want to post links and do those things. The people that block people are the people that have been here kind of the longest. So really, if you're a mod, don't block anybody. Leave that up to like Sage, Turtle Gang, PJ, and them. What you can do if somebody's acting stupid is time them out. Okay. And you can set the amount of time that you want to time them out for. Say it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. Damn it. You know what I'm saying? But don't block them, especially if they're a member. Okay. Don't block members because these are the people that help support the channel that keep the damn lights on. Okay. Unless they do something absolutely crazy. And then, like I said, time them out and then let me know. Hey, Dolly, you got a member that's being rogue. Okay. Going wild. Tipped and sipped a little bit too much. And then we'll handle it. Okay. But definitely don't be blocking people that support the channel because now I'm going in and clipping stuff, trying to stop whoever's doing it. And then people accidentally lose their wrenches. And we don't want to do that because I don't see good. So I'm trying to do it from 100 yards away and I'm clipping the wrong people. And now, since I had to do that, now I got to go back and add all these people back. And it just causes extra trouble that is not necessary. Kiki, I subbed. Thank you. Well, welcome. Is there anybody else out there that just subbed? Press 1 in the chat. I want to welcome you to the room if you did. And if you're watching out there, go ahead, sub up. We want to welcome you and say hello to you. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm glad you can be here. And thank you for helping me on my journey. Become a member. Steffers, thank you for being a member. Not blocked. Always about the child. Put your glasses on. I know where my reading glasses are, but I don't know where my regular everyday glasses are. And what I'm going to do in the new studio is I'm going to have a tablet in front of me. Okay. So I'm looking a long ways at the chat, but what I'm going to do is set a tablet in my lap with the chat on it, just the chat. So I can see everything coming up here once I'm in the studio. All right. I already have the tablet. I've never really used it for nothing. But what I'm going to start doing is using it for the chat, even if I got to get a little stand that holds it right here in front of me. So I'm not because my monitors are literally across the room. I want y'all to understand that when y'all thinking, well, damn, Dolly reads everything. I don't have the best eyes and I'm looking at it from, imagine trying to read something this big from 8 feet away. Okay. Well, I know it's a little less. It's probably 6, 7 feet away. But I mean, it's a good ways. I mean, I can't reach it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me touching a monitor? No, that means they're a good ways away. And I'm trying to read it the best I can. And that's why sometimes I time out the wrong person or I block the wrong person. So please just bear with me. But when we get into the new studio, like I said, I'm going to have the perfect setup. I'll have a tablet sitting here in my hand so I can read the chat clearly. Dolly, see, like, what did that say? And the chat moves so fast. And this link right here, this Give Send Go that Short Legs just posted, if you donate to that, right, which is, I'm so thankful for the people that do, because this helps us travel to these cases. If y'all want, me covering these things on the front line, me being there, if you got a couple bucks, the best way to help is to donate to that Give Send Go, right? Because we went and covered Jonathan Bowley, and if it wasn't for that fundraiser we do, we couldn't have done that. And we brought you front row coverage of everything that went down on the Jonathan Bowley case, and because we had money in the fund, and we were able to buy the plane ticket, the hotel, the rental car. You got to remember, when I go on these cases, it's expensive. Like I said, the plane ticket to just that one case was like almost $900. The hotel room was like, I think the hotel I got a pretty good deal on. It was like a Holiday Inn or something. It wasn't bad. It was actually cheaper than I thought it was. I think it was just a little over like $125, which is actually pretty cheap because it was, the hotel was really nice. The elevator looked like a crackhead had died. It was the scariest elevator. It was dirty and dingy, but the hotel itself was really, really nice. Had a nice restaurant in it. It was clean. It was nice. And then when you got in the elevator, it looked like a slaughterhouse. I don't know what the hell. That hotel needs to fix their damn elevators there in Birmingham. I mean, it was bad, like scary. Like it looked like you didn't want to touch the walls. It looked like boogers and all kind. It was nasty. It was just nasty. I was just like, I was standing in the elevator like this, like almost wanted to be in a damn Tyvek suit. It looked like a crime scene, right? And then you get out in the elevator and it's spotless. It's clean. It's like, the rooms were really nice and well kept and clean sheets and everything was good. But the elevator was the scariest shit ever. I'm just like, damn, they fixed the elevator. Please stop monitoring other creators. I subbed last week. Well, thank you for being a sub here. But the way, so, and then of course, the rental car is like $100. So you're looking at like $1,200 time you put gas and food just to cover that one case. Okay. And, so it's important if y'all got a couple extra bucks to throw it into that fund because we never know what's going to happen. I may pop in down there in Tennessee, but I don't want to tell people because I don't want people causing problems or anything like that. When you fight for good and you try to do good things in this world, bad people come after you, right? The more good you do, the more the devil tries to come and get you and cause you trouble and try to make you. So they have content, aggravate one person until you get their attention. It's some of these people's strat. Dolly.
Doug from Tennessee.
What up, Doug? My security.
Hey.
What you doing February 26th?
Probably nothing.
All right, we might have to meet up.
May have to. I may get my wife. We could drive toward Nashville.
Okay. I may need some security. A couple security people to keep people away from me.
I can pack up and come right along.
Okay. I'll make you a Dolly security shirt. What size shirt you wear?
A 3X.
3X. All right, I got you, Doug.
I'm a big old fella now.
You are a big old fella. I don't think nobody's getting past you.
No. I may be old, but I still got a kick.
You still got a kick. I bet you do, Doug. I bet you do. So what's your take on all this? The dogs found decomposition and the whole SF investigates kind of thing. I mean, he may really believe that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's true myself, my personal opinion. I believe these people know where this kid's at, but that's just my opinion.
There's a possibility
that he did go to that.
There's a possibility. I don't give nothing, no hope up at all.
What would have happened to him though? Let's just say hypothetically that SF is right and there's decomp over there, but does that mean that it was Sebastian that died over there, or could it be anybody that died over there?
It could be anybody, brother, because these people nowadays will do anything.
I mean, we are talking about a construction site, maybe somebody, I don't know. I don't know how human decomp we get at a construction site unless at some point somebody was dead there. But I mean, I don't know if there was. Where did his body go?
Well, that's true.
I
But
mean,
you could get out in the woods, brother, and fall down and break your leg or something, and nobody will find you.
yeah, but it wasn't the woods. This is a frequently traveled area. Like this ain't the middle. This ain't like like people are thinking that like it's the middle of nowhere, but it's not. There's a whole big $1 million neighborhood built around it. Like this is not.
Then you got the vultures.
You got vultures. That's absolutely right. You would notice that in this area.
Because they're not going to leave nothing land.
Oh, do you know the funny thing about that, Doug, is you say that is I was walking down the road there and there's this house. It is creepy, Doug. I mean, it is so creepy. And there was like 100 vultures on top of the house. Anybody remember that watched me in Hendersonville? And then there's this house, Doug, that has like an old detached garage and it has an upstairs window, and in upstairs window is a mannequin. So it looks like there's a man standing in the window looking out. It is the craziest thing. And if you listen to the police reports, the helicopter had seen a man standing in the woods, and they went out there to see what it was, and it was a mannequin in the woods.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's weird. There's some look, that's kind of sketchy. Like, is there somebody bad in the neighborhood? And listen, because I want to rule out any possibilities, because we got to think about predators in general. Just because you live in a nice neighborhood don't mean there ain't bad people. That just bad people that live in nice houses.
I still got the thing that he met somebody on the internet.
I think you may have been right in the Jack and Lily case, Doug. And at first I thought you were tripping, but then in the Jack and Lily case, I'm starting to think, man, maybe Doug was right. And in this one, I don't know. I just don't. He could have met somebody. I mean, you could absolutely be right, because now it came out that he was playing Roblox and he was talking on the internet.
There you go.
So you may be batting 2 for 2, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm batting 3 for 3 because I was right about the dentist and his wife. I told you they was a jealous person.
Yeah, I knew. I had that love triangle feeling too, that there was somebody else. I knew that. I knew it wasn't a stranger. So we're both right on that one.
Because that was a
overkill.
Yeah.
Overkill. Yeah, and he was mad at the man. That's why he shot him more times. But he still shot the woman. But that was terrible. That was a terrible. So I think everybody was on the right page too. That we kind of all wasn't a stranger.
When these children go missing, everybody involved needs to be locked up. Throw the key away till somebody talks. And if they don't talk, they set to the rest of their damn life.
Well, the problem is what if they lock you up and you didn't do it? You do at the same time, right? I think it's when it's suspicious circumstances, they definitely should lock you up until they figure it out. But like,
what I'm saying is, Mama was there and nobody knows.
Yeah. I mean,
lock that ass up.
So many people are blame Chris, but I more blame, I don't blame her, but I'm suspicious of her. I don't want to use the word blame, right? Because I'm not blaming her, but I am suspicious of her because she was the last one there with her. And usually in true crime, I go with, statistically. That don't mean it's always right, but statistically, somebody that's close to you, love you, is usually the one that hurts you, not a stranger. But in kids' cases could be a little bit different because you have abduction and kidnapping and, SA cases and things like that. And, I have been watching things about that Roblox game where other kids are online saying it is a haven for bad adults saying terrible things to little kids up there.
And they want on there right that plays it now.
Yeah, one of the parents is playing it, but I've never been on it. He's
a bad person.
The only game I play usually online is I play this game called Fortnite, and there are kids that play it, but you make private lobbies and you don't allow kids in. It's invite only. So like say I I usually play with Buddha Mike and Smoke Jew Genius. They're always in the chat. We play video games together. We have for years. And we make private servers, and you can't get into our room unless we invite you.
I mean,
and then, like I said, it ain't.
My belief is he ran because he knew that they were trying to put him in a home. He met somebody on that internet, and he was telling them, they said, well, come with me. And he met a bad person.
That's possible. I mean, look, I ain't ruling that out. I am not ruling anything out. I just, I have my suspicions, and I have a microphone, so I talk about my suspicions. But I'm not ruling out the fact that there could have been a kidnapping. I'm not ruling out the fact that he could have ran away. I'm looking at every avenue, everything that's possible until there's some answers. Tammy, thank you so much.
If a child predator gets him, they can put him away for years, dude, in a basement, and you never would see him.
Yeah. Or they live in a remote area. He wouldn't even have to be in a basement. If you just live in the country somewhere, very rarely I live in the city and nobody ever really comes up to my house. The police or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever see the police out here. So if nobody was looking for you, you could be right out in the yard and nobody would know, So, and like I said, I don't live in the most rural area. So I can imagine if you live in a pretty rural area down a dirt road, shit, and my neighbor got this damn motion detector now. And if you move around outside, it dings.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. It's driving me nuts. It's just been driving me nuts, Doug. Every time I walk out my front door, I hear it ding, ding. I mean, anything that moves in the yard, ding, ding.
Well, my phone goes off. If something moves out there in front of my camera, my phone goes off.
Yeah, this is something. He hooks up something new. I haven't talked to him in a few days, but I've noticed it the last couple of days. As soon as I open my door and step out on the porch, it goes ding. And then I walk to my car, it'll go ding. And I'm like,
that's that camera keep kicking on.
His camera, yeah. And I think he has it set too high. So instead of pointing lower, it's pointing at everything. So anything that moves outside, it makes like this dinging noise. Like you can't, I went outside last night because I've been working on the studio. So I'm going in and out the house. And every time I go out the house, it's dinging. And I'm thinking, and this man gets up really early for work. I'm thinking, I don't want to disturb the neighbors, but you hooked up a loud ass ding motion detector, and it covers everything. It don't matter where you move. It's going off ding. And about 30 seconds later, at first I had no clue to what it was. I was like, what the hell is that noise? Right. And it's just like ding, but he has a really, really nice boat. And I think he's got it. So, nobody steals nothing off his boat or whatever it may be. He got probably like a $60,000, $70,000 boat. And I think that's what he's worried about. But it's like he don't have it set right because it's picking me up. Like when I step out my front door, I can hear it all the way across the street. Ding, ding. So I know they can hear it in their house.
You can't even pull in my driveway, brother. And I got a burglar alarm.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was going to do here too.
No, I got two dogs, man. But you pull in my driveway and they go to raise a cane.
So does Lolo and Wrangler. Like as soon as you hit the gravel, they know. But I can understand what he's attempting to do. But I was going to put one at the street and, and of course have it on during the day. So I know when people are pulling up, but in the middle of the night where you hear it outside, that seems a little odd. Like I guess he wants people to know that you're on camera. So it makes a noise, but it's like, I had to go in and out last night because I was working on the studio and I just kept hearing it ding, ding, ding. Every time I'd move around in the yard, ding. And I'm like, man, I don't want to wake the man up. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to be a prisoner in my house because you got a damn motion sensor, like a damn alarm going off every 5 seconds. So if you stand still, like say I walk out on my porch and it'll go ding. And then if I stand there, it won't ding. But as soon as I go to move again, it'll be like ding.
Yeah, he got it too sensitive.
Yeah, it's like crazy. And I don't know if he's out of town because it's been kind of dark and I haven't seen him. And I think that may be what it is. And so he has it really set to catch everything that moves. I don't know. It's kind of annoying when you're walking around a yard and every couple seconds there's this damn dinging noise. Ding, ding.
Somebody's watching.
Yeah. I don't mind. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm on camera all the time. So it don't bother me that he got 100 cameras. I got 100 cameras too, but my cameras don't do that. They don't make noise. Right. So they just watching you. They're not alerting you. But I guess if you're on camera, you're less likely to do something.
Now you got my phone number there. Now if you decide to go, you need to let me know ahead of time.
I will. I'll let you know. It's still top secret though now, Doug.
Yeah.
I ain't made up my mind yet.
We still in Tennessee, and I can pack it.
Okay. All right.
I got one.
I ain't worried. I don't want
permit
I just
thing.
don't want nobody up on me trying to cause problems or me getting in trouble. Basically, I just need to keep me out of trouble, keep my mouth shut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I got one of them permit things.
Yeah, I understand that. And but I'll let you know for sure, Doug. You be good. Stay safe, brother.
All right. Hey, bye, PJ.
All right, peace.
Later.
All right, that's my Doug security. He's like the size of Andre the Giant. I don't know if y'all seen how big Doug is. Doug is a big ass man. That dude is big. I mean, damn. Like I was standing in a chair and Doug was just as tall as me. I was like, damn. He is huge. Yeah, Doug's a big boy. So, that's the thing. I don't want, no scene, nobody calls a scene out there. I do want people to go out there and support Sebastian Rogers. Okay. And I got a pretty big crew in Tennessee. I always, I cover a lot of cases in Tennessee. So I know a lot of people in Tennessee, and I know a lot of people right there in Hendersonville. Okay. That support this channel, support Dolly. And I want people to show up because, when I seen the last stuff, people wasn't showing up for it. But it may be a situation where I don't go. So I'm not going to make you any promises that, if there's certain people, I probably won't go. Okay. I just don't want to, there to be a scene or anything like that. Let's see what this says. There was a noise ordinance time in effect. No construction after 7 p.m. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you would consider, that's at a hospital and there's kids sleeping. I doubt the last thing you want to do is be making a ton of noise at a hospital in the middle of the night with sick kids trying to sleep, So I don't know exactly, I don't think that he would take them to a construction site at a very busy thing, 3 hours from the home and ride around with, I don't know. We don't know if he was alive when they were riding around, whatever. He wasn't lying. I'm thinking, something's going on, something strange. And the only reason I believe that is not because I have any evidence of it, right? It's because of their behavior. That's it. If their behavior was different, I may think differently. But it's just, like I said, actions speak louder than words. And I just don't think they have the actions of people that don't have knowledge. Now, like I said, I can be completely wrong. This is just my opinion. This is completely speculation, satire. Like I said, I have no proof that these people did anything. These people are absolutely innocent to proven guilty in a court of law, and they haven't been charged with anything. So, like I said, I'm just throwing out theories out there of what possibly could be, giving my opinion on what I believe and what I don't believe. And hopefully there is some justice for Sebastian Drake Rogers, and it comes sooner than later, right? Because like I said, we're just we're 10 days, 12 days, a month and 12 days, 6 weeks from Sebastian Rogers being missing for 2 years. Man, how time flies, time flies. And not in 2 years has there been one solid lead or sighting of this child. Does that mean that he's dead? It makes me lean towards that, but not absolutely. He could be alive. He could be somewhere, joined a damn circus, joined a carnival and ran away as a carny somewhere. I mean, it's possible. I think it's highly unlikely, but there's some chances that this little child could still be out there somewhere. And to me, that would be an absolute miracle. And I would be, if he did run away and he's alive, I'm so happy. I pray to God that is the case, because I don't want this child to be gone. I don't want to see any kid out there gone. And I hope I'm wrong about Chris and Katie. I hope I'm wrong. Do I think I'm wrong? In my mind, I'm like, I'm suspicious of these people. But I pray to God this ain't a case where family hurt another kid. We've seen it so much. But in true crime, I like to be wrong. Okay? Because if I'm wrong, that means nothing bad has happened. Everything's okay. And, I'll eat my words and I'll apologize to anybody that I may have offended along the way. But I don't think it's going to come to that, to be honest. I just don't. I just got this gut feeling, right? But, my gut feeling has been wrong before. So let's pray to God that it's wrong this time. We don't really mention other creators here, okay? It ain't what we do, because we don't know if they're good people or bad people. Usually when I mention you here, I know you're at least a decent person. So especially channels I've never heard of, you could have people watching that channel and they be some F Dolly channel. I don't know. So that's why we usually don't plug a lot of people here unless we know that they're good people. And like I said, if I took your wrench, just shoot me an email. Don't get upset because it's totally accidental. It was nothing done on purpose here. I didn't purposely take anybody's wrench. So I was just trying to clear up some of the people I know don't come in the room no more. And I'm doing it from a distance I can hardly see. So like I said, we're upgrading the studio. I've been working on everything. I got a lot of stuff insulated last night. We will be in the new studio, I would say, within a month. I'm still building, still insulating. I got to do all the wood work inside, and you get everything together, the carpet down, furniture, all the computer set up, microphones and all that. And I don't know how long that's going to take, but as soon as it is, we'll start running more late night streams, because Dolly late night is really my favorite time to stream. I like it when it's late and there ain't as many YouTubers on, and it's peaceful. Not as many trolls in late at night either. Or so many people that are, argumentative. Is that the word I'm looking for? That like to argue and fuss and cause drama. Is usually not as many in the middle of the night. So I like the wee hours of late night true crime. And so soon we'll be able to do a lot more late night stuff. But like I said, PJ gets up early, and I don't like to be in here screaming and keeping her up at night. So I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I may go live from my phone while I'm working on the studio just to talk to you guys. So hopefully I'll see. It's been averaging about 300 people like to hang out with me while I work. So, but I take those videos down at the end of the night. But if you want to come hang out and just chop it up in general, I probably won't be talking true crime. I'll just be talking like, measurements and things that I'm doing to the studio. You're more than welcome to come join us and hang out and chat with the people in the chat room. Thank you guys for everybody that was here tonight. And of course, we're going to stay on top of this. We're not leaving Sebastian behind. We're not leaving Summer Wells behind. We're not leaving Cody Bigsby behind. We ain't forgot about Michael Vaughn. I am going to be going out to Fruitless, Idaho a few times this year. That's why that Gibson Go is so important, because we're going to fight for justice, and we definitely want to see it in the Michael Monkey Vaughn case. So when you donate to that Gibson Go, throw stop signs in the chat, because it don't pop up like a super chat. I don't see it. So I don't know you gave it. And I just want to be able to thank you personally for the people that do give to that, because when we're on the scene, it's thanks to you guys. Okay. Because without it, I couldn't afford to do it. So with that said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. We're able to make a difference because of, you guys out here that give just a little bit. And you don't have to give a lot, just a little bit, and that little bit adds up, and we're able to do what we need to do. So like I said, be safe, be good. Check out buydollysoap.com. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, lotions, soaps, body washes, everything you can think of under, one umbrella, buydollysoap.com. And remember, if nobody else loves you, Dolly does. Be safe. I'll see some of you guys in a little while. Peace.